Victories in our name. We win together. Rain or shine. PHG forever. Crossing the line. Gasoline and fire, chasing every desire. Around the curves we go. Teamwork keeps our flow. Every gear we shift feels like a gift. Speeding down the lane, victory's in our name. We win together, rain or shine. PHG forever, crossing the line. Wheels burn on the track. PHG is where it's at. Roads long and winding, but our team's always grinding. Underneath the starry sky, engines roar, we fly. Sweat beading on our brow.
Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the, what is this, round 5 qualifying of season 2 of the GT PHG World Series. I am T-Case, and I'm here with Big Joe. How you doing this evening, Big Joe?
Can't complain. Ready to see some qualifying.
Ready to see some qualifying. So it looks like we got Shaggy Doo going out. Shaggy Doo in the Ferrari, and in case y'all didn't know, we are at Spa in the wet. Good evening, Arrow. Good to see you, buddy. Big Joe, do you like this track?
I'm impartial with it.
Okay.
Some layouts are good, some layouts not so good. The rain makes everything even twice as hard, especially for me.
Fair enough, fair enough. Good evening, Pink. Thanks for joining us tonight. Yeah. Spa in the wet. It's a good time if you ask me, especially if you're in the right car. And on the right tires. It looks like Shaggy is on the full wets. These are equal conditions here, so everybody should have roughly the same type of qualifying, and it looks like it's just on the edge of full wets and intermediates, so I'm curious to see what other people might be doing. It is a very long lap around here, especially being in the wet. Looks like Sheldologist on the intermediates. So what? So you're in the Alpha, or you will be in the Alpha.
Yep.
Are you thinking inters or wets, or have you not thought that far?
I haven't thought that far yet.
The one good thing about having these qualifying sessions is you can do a little reconnaissance, some observational research, if you will, and makes it a little bit easier. I have a feeling we're going to have a lot of people qualifying on Wednesday. We are having qualifying tonight. It is currently 7 p.m. local time, Central Time, and we will be going till 10 p.m. And that's the same for tomorrow and for Wednesday. It's like Shaggy is now on his flyer, so we'll hop on board with him, entering into turn 1. So Shaggy is on the full wets. I'm very curious to see the split differences between not only two very different cars, as Sheldologist is in the Nissan and Shaggy in the Ferrari, but two different tire compounds as well. Now the Alpha's pretty good in the wet, right, Joe?
It can handle its own.
That's good.
I think it being an well, the Group 3 isn't, but I think with the Group 4, I think it being all-wheel drive.
Right.
Well, the 155 anyways, I should say.
Because we know T-Rex Arms using the 4C for Team Alpha as well. But the mid-engine cars seem to be doing well. The Shaggy is on controller. It is automatic. It looks like he has traction control. And what is the... It looks like he's got a counter assist and the other one.
Oh, no, it's not on.
Yeah, both are on. Yeah, he's got all three turned on. They've been flashing here and there. And you can hear the rain coming down.
Oh, yeah.
As that windshield. Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Is that Mr. Rick Shear? Good evening, Rick. How are you?
Yeah. I'm good. How are you guys?
Doing good, doing good. We are currently watching Shaggy on his hot lap. He's about to cross a sector line here shortly. And he will be at 156. Let's bounce back over to Sheldologist and see if he's doing any better. Rick, what car are you using for PHG World Series?
I am with Team Chevy. So in the good old Group 3 Chevy, which is a fun car to drive. I used to never be able to drive it, but I guess my style has changed or the bop has changed, and now I can use it and I enjoy using it. So yeah, this is cool. We already have people qualifying. It's 8:01. The lobby just opened.
Yep, lobby just opened. It's good to see, and yeah, you can see the full wets that Shaggy's on seem to be performing a little bit better than the intermediates. Comparing those two sector times, we'll see what Sheldologist does as he crosses the line, but I should remember what I'm doing and type in Shaggy's time. Don't you think that's a good idea?
Yeah, we want to get the league owner's time down. That would be a good idea.
I'm pretty sure he'll have it written down somewhere, right? As Sheldologist, a 2:49, so way off the pace of Shaggy Doo, but I'm sure he'll be wanting to get another lap in. It is early days, as they say. Early days indeed. Jorge Sr., Johnny Boy, Salamander, good evening, good evening. Sorry, I missed y'all coming in. We are here for qualifying, round 5. It's wet, it's Spa. It's gonna be a good time. When do you plan on qualifying?
This is good intel.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna qualify probably Wednesday because I need to get my practice in.
Yeah, seems to be a common theme. I think those qualifying today are the brave souls. Well, we know Shaggy always qualifies on Monday. That's what the Shaggy Deucer Shaggy does, and
he likes to get it out the way.
Yep, indeed. And I actually prefer that too. Had I been able to, not been doing this and ran a couple laps, I probably would have done it today as well. I'm still, to be fair, I'm still on the fence. It's a commitment. It's a commitment to do this plus all the other PHG stuff we're doing, but it's so much fun. Like I just did the one, or maybe I did 2 races last season, but the wet race at the Red Bull Ring, where I was in the Chevy, Group 3 Chevy, and it was fantastic in the wet, surprisingly.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. It was a good race. So,
Yeah, league racing is so fun. Really, my first experience of it has been with PHG, and I never knew this about myself, but right before lot of the league races, like my heart rate would spike,
Yep.
and I'd be anxious, and I'm
Get
having to like
nervous,
control
yep.
my breathing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've never had that before playing this game, so it was like, wow, this is cool. This means something.
Indeed. It's so true.
Shaggy's time.
Yeah, Shaggy improves 236, 162. I did update that on the sheet. Yeah, exact same thing, Rick, happened to me, and I was streaming too, and I was like, I'm not usually like this. I am like super tense. My heart is pounding, and then once it was over, like all the endorphins release, and you're just like, ugh. And there we go, an improvement
Yeah.
from Sheldo, a 245, 187.
Yeah, okay. I think Sheldon needs to get on the wets.
Yeah.
If he's listening, get on the wet, Sheldon. Well, who knows? Maybe he knows something we don't. Maybe he's going to be faster.
Maybe.
I'm gonna stay on board with him.
Maybe.
Shaggy's times look good. I saw Vedadan in Team Chevrolet. He posted a few times he was doing, and it's kind of around what Shaggy was, so that's good to see.
Okay.
By looking at their pace, I'm already going to know I'm going to be a 242.
242. Set hike. Oh no, that's blue 42. Wrong sport. We'll switch back over to Shaggy. See how he's doing. Yeah, I'm always hesitant to use the full wet, especially when it's right there on the cusp. But I think as we see more people go out and drive, we'll see what ends up happening as Shaggy has improved as well. Oh, what up, Wesley? Good to see you, buddy. Hey, Talon. Welcome. Trying to keep an eye on the chat as people come in to at least say hello.
Yeah, Shaggy is a good yardstick.
Yes.
So I think everyone's here taking their notes. They're figuring out what time they have to be later in the week.
Let's see. It is the final lap, so only 4 laps. So really no strategy, just a flat-out sprint. See what you can get done. As he is unable to improve. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Sheldologist is up.
Looking good.
Yeah.
And Rick, I was talking to Joe before the stream. If we do have dead time where nobody's entering in the lobby, any one of us can hop in and just run laps, and we can, watch each other run laps and talk about what we're experiencing as well. But hopefully people will continue to trickle in through the evening. But if we do get some dead time, it'll be opportunity for the three of us to get some practice in.
Sounds lovely. Yeah, I'm down.
Look how slow he's having to take that. Oh, gets a little squirrely there. Yeah, I imagine. Oh, there we go. A 243, 375. 243, 375.
Interesting.
Just double check that. Make sure I did my job right. And so far, so good. So, guys, check this out. Shaggy, P1. Sheldologist, P2. Overall.
The podium.
So, 7 seconds off. Those are two very different cars. I don't like driving the Nissan in the dry. Group 3, that is. So, I can't imagine driving it in the wet. But Shaggy was making those wet tires seem pretty good. Based on that, Big Joe, are you thinking full wets now that we've seen a little bit?
I'll probably run full wets.
Yeah. And are you thinking the same there, Rick?
I would say so. I'd say Shaggy, he's done his research. He's made this combo. If he's running full wet, then it's probably full wet.
Yeah. Fair. Very good. Oh, and I see Fernando Button hopped in the chat. Turbo, Sheldologist, welcome. Thanks, y'all, for being here. So if I do this race, I will be running Team Porsche. So It will be an MR car, so
Nice.
I'm looking forward to that. My buddy Turbo also driving for Porsche. I don't think Rick is gonna qualify, Shaggy. He's just filling in time at the moment.
I'm the analyst. I'm the fourth analyst here, or the third analyst.
Yeah.
Who's just in the lobby to get some eyes
to observe.
for the commentary.
He's just ready for people to put down time. Sheldo got in there early. It was it was good.
Yeah, shout out Sheldo. I think we'll see how that time holds up. I know it's hard for the rain here, so we could have a big. I mean, in the last few weeks, right, we've seen times where it's like 4 or 5 tenths separates the whole of a split. I feel like it's going to be a bit wider this week.
Yeah.
With the conditions.
It is, because there are some people who just flat out avoid the wet. Like if it's a wet race, they're like, yeah, I'm not doing that. Fair enough. I actually really enjoy it, and it is. I think it's because I feel like I'm decent at this game, but there's certain things that I just can't execute to be at that that top level, and that's where the rain comes in, and it kind of evens it out, and so my basic skill as a driver can still come through, whereas in some of those dry dailies, if you're not perfect, you're not going anywhere.
Exactly.
So it should be fun. I'm hoping we see some drivers who have typically been in split 3 or 4 maybe make it up into the top split. I think that would be really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think too, the time multiplier is set to times 30 for the race. Maybe my team Chevrolet crew. That's what they'd said.
We can
So
take
if
a
that's
look
the case,
at it, actually.
True, we can, can't we, in the event settings?
Mm-hmm. I made sure to save these. It's not it's set to equal conditions, so it's just the same the whole time.
Yeah.
Oh, but for the race, I gotcha.
Yeah, I think for the race we'll see the morning and daytime and maybe some dusk.
That'll be fun. It's hard to drive at night. It's hard to drive at night. Maybe I'm just getting old or something, but gotta make sure you got the good headlights on.
Seriously. Yeah, where I'm from, there's like no street lights in the countryside in England.
Yeah.
And I was there pretty recently, and I forgot my glasses, so I just had my prescription sunglasses. So like, I basically couldn't see anything. I just see the car's headlights from time to time, and I have to position myself based on that. But
Rick wears his sunglasses at night, and it's very dangerous.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Ooh. Pyro just joined, and then he left.
Oh, he's like, no. That speed bump did the same thing. He hopped in real quick and then decided, no, thank you.
Yeah, I don't think Pyro raced the last week or the week prior either. So I'm wondering, there's some heavy hitters who maybe skipped the last 2 weeks who are going to come out for this one.
Ah, yeah, because he's a Lamborghini, I believe, right?
Pyro is Genesis. I believe. Yeah.
Shows you. With how much I've been involved with this and like commentated, you think I would know more, and I just really don't. I just really don't.
Yeah. You would think you would know every car and every driver by now.
I can't remember any, like literally the race. That's why I started giving the driver of the race instead of driver of the day, because by the time we finished the second race, I completely forgotten anything that happened in the first one other than it was exciting.
Yeah. Hey, with 60 drivers showing up, it's hard to remember everyone too.
Mm-hmm. I can't remember people in real life, let alone a video game.
Yeah.
Well, while we wait, I think I am going to take the opportunity to jump on track here and see if I can't embarrass myself.
Good idea.
Let's see. I got to turn the old steering wheel on. move the microphone. Okay.
Yeah, if I go out there, it'll be on controller.
Let's see here. I need full wets. Heavy wet. That's for the heavy wet.
I'm gonna go out on racing softs, see if I can make it through turn 1.
You're just gonna go straight.
Yeah.
I definitely want the old traction control. Do we want it all the way at 5? I'm gonna put the brakes to the front a little bit, or a lot of it. Let's see what happens here.
A little bit. -5.
Go from nada to a lot of things. You know what I mean? That was not pit lane. That's some BS.
What's up, Shaggy?
Game. Hey Shaggy.
Hey, guys.
Good lap, man.
Hey, Shag.
It could have been better. I had literally just did a lap in practice before this that was exactly a second faster. So it could have been better, but that's
You
just how
nerfed
it
your own
goes.
lobby.
It is what it is.
You
Yeah,
nerfed yourself.
Hey, you
yeah,
got-
that's what I
you-
figured. I nerfed
position?
myself for once.
You got pole
Well, I
position
mean-
for now.
I
Yeah.
only hit that lap one time, and I didn't hit anywhere close to it at all. And anything else, I hit it that one time, so it was just a freak lap, I'm sure. But the lap I hit here, I can do it with my eyes closed. So at least I hit that.
Nice.
But I'm also hurting right now, so I'm kind of just like chilling. I'm like, let me get off of this,
Yeah.
knock this out, and then just try to get in a comfortable position and run this lobby.
Run that lobby.
Enjoy the rest of the show.
Exactly. And what a great
And
show it
Shaggy,
is.
yeah, Shaggy, do you think Inters, they're just a no-go for this qualifying?
Yeah, I tested both of them in like almost laps and most I guess ways you could do it, different settings or whatever. The inners are always about a couple of seconds slower. I mean, with the Ferrari anyways. Other cars might have a different approach to it just because of FR and MR being vastly different in the rain.
Oh,
In case he needs 2 laps, and then you can start him on qualifying.
what? No.
What?
What? No. That's a lie. False. I didn't do any dailies last week, so the only driving I did was lobbies on Tuesday night, and that was vastly different from this. So I would say I'm a bit on the rusty side. So what I need to try to get into the 230s if I can. Jeez. Okay.
Yeah.
Good luck, everybody.
When I was testing this, I wanted it to be closer to inners, but just going down 1, I think to 4, it put it to just over the first hash mark to where you could almost be on softs or something.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it just comes out weird like that. Like you would just be sliding around on inters if you did do that.
Yeah.
So I kind of wanted, to guarantee that you needed to use the... And there's the wall.
Whoopsies.
We call that the wall of commentators.
The wall of commentators. That's a good one. I can
Yeah,
hear
all the
Hako
champions.
yelling at me now because I lifted there when I tried to counter steer. I lost it.
I actually turned everything on for this just to test it, and it seems to have more control that way. Would be similar to the Porsche with the MR.
Yeah.
FR is probably much different. You're gonna want everything on, and you're gonna throw the kitchen sink at it.
What did you have the TC all the way up?
I had TC1, I had ASM, I had
Okay.
counter steer. The counter steer just kind of balances out at a couple of spots. It hurts it at a couple of spots, but it helps it at more, I guess, overall. Either way, I was getting about the same laps with it on or off, so it's not really that much of a difference. I think it's just more security.
Yeah. Less likely to do what I just did.
Yeah, I mean, you only get 3 laps, really, so
Yeah.
at least you get to do them one after another after another.
Yeah.
And you have to pit and
There's
everything,
those-
and then
yeah.
the rules is going to burn off. So in qualifying, any MR that's really bad on fuel, It's gonna be good.
Yeah, it's gonna be real good.
It's gonna lighten up real good.
Yeah, I noticed your fuel tank was pretty light by the end of that. Oh, it was understeering off the track.
Even though I was using automatic, I was noticing the gearing into corners. And a few of these places, it wants to, throw it to second gear. So you kind of use the torque against the car and kind of drift it around the curves.
Like that?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, cool. Just
Yeah,
making
like
sure.
If you ever watched Senna with the throttle control in F1, how they didn't have power steering or really anything in those days, and they would just kind of tweak it around the corner, and it would just be on that back tire, kind of as a center point, to make it around the corner. Almost a little drift there, and that's pretty much what you got to do in the rain.
Yeah.
It's kind of a little bit of a rally technique.
Yeah, sliding the rear around.
Kind of setting up for the next turn and, getting a good exit out.
All right, here we go. This is going to be the lap, guys. I hope you're ready. Pyro's back.
Okay, he's warmed up, maybe ready. We'll see.
Hey, that's a big show time.
A 308. Heck yeah, that's purple, bro.
That's good enough for top split.
That's a really good time if you're at Le Mans.
Oh, nope. Pyro's not ready yet.
Especially in Group 3. That's a really good time at Le Mans.
That was so slow.
That was well taken. Though. It was. You're alive.
Yeah, but I didn't hit the wall.
Nope, it still ran. Like that song. This is a song that never ends.
Oh, yeah.
This is the rain that never ends.
Exactly. It goes on and on, my friends.
Purple, y'all.
Dude, I'm always purple. ABP, always be purple.
Lamb chops play along. Yes.
Yes, lamb
Is that
chops.
what that's from?
Yep.
I had no idea. I just remember it.
Lamb chops.
It is lamb chop. Yeah.
I was a big lamb chops fan. That was good stuff right there.
Yes, back in the day, you couldn't beat it.
No, no, no!
I might jump in and join you two guys.
Well, after this lap, I'm gonna hop out and we can watch you do better than me.
Demonstration laps that aren't TKs.
Yeah, these will be my first laps.
Rain for the next 3 days.
You're up by 13 seconds, TKs.
And I spun
Wow.
here, so I should be up by quite a bit by the end of this. Assuming I don't spin again. That was pretty optimistic of me, wasn't it? The sounds of a fan attack.
I think we have Spa coming up in F1 pretty soon, don't we?
Yeah, Austria in 2 weeks, and then Spa shortly after that.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Oh!
You just had the.
I did it,
You just had
guys!
the Grand Prix.
I did it! I got in the 230s. All right, I'm feeling much better
Oh, well
about
done.
myself now.
It's a good time.
He's like, it can be done.
Can be done. All right, now let's watch a more skilled driver than myself, Mr. Rick Shear.
Hey,
I'm gonna exit out of here in case somebody hops back in. Rick, of course, in the gorgeous Salamander design pink Corvette, also getting that penalty there. Well done, well done.
The way
that's
it
gonna be
works.
one to watch out for in the race.
Yeah. If you hit that line to the left, it will give you a penalty, but just ride the wall all the way to the right. You'll be fine.
I'm surprised it doesn't auto drive you there.
Yeah.
Like,
Here's
on
a
the
here's a
track.
fun fact about the pit exit here. It's actually not affected by rain. if you look at your moist meter, as I call it,
Yeah.
it'll actually stay dry until you hit the track.
That's different
Interesting.
than most other tracks because usually the pit lane exit murders you. And what up, Tussin Box? Good to see
Yeah,
you,
we're
my
thinking
friend.
about Nerb. Nerb is real fun with that one. It's like, no, it will be wet all the time exiting pits.
So in
And
case
you
y'all,
just slide off into oblivion.
that's Le Mans really bad too.
Oh, no.
Coming out of Le Mans in the wet, Dunzo. I don't have the stuff turned on. For those of you listening, we are here. I am T-Case. We got Big Joe. We got Rick Shear, who's on the track right now. We got Shaggy Doo and Mr. Tussenbox.
I'm actually practicing right now, so I'll be mostly quiet for most of the night.
Right on. Well, we're glad to have you. Glad to have you. So,
Get some testing insight from you later.
how's that Corvette feeling, Rick?
Feeling pretty good. Yeah. Just little few moments of oversteer, power oversteer, but overall it's a pretty stable feeling car, I find. Especially with, since the last balance of performance change. So not too bad.
Awesome.
We'll see. I might be taking it very gingerly and cautiously, I don't know. But
It's
we'll
not.
see what the stopwatch says.
Yeah. Well, it's like with getting roughly 3 laps in, you can kind of do a push lap, and then if it goes poorly, then you can just, next 2 laps, just focus on getting a lap finish if you're not able to get that big push. Or you could do it the other way and be conservative and then push on that final lap. But I guess you got options. Good job hitting the apex. I definitely missed that. Well done.
Yeah. Step 1, hit the apex.
Now coming up this hill, that's where I was I lifted a lot. Like I kept the line good, but
I think that should be okay.
I think you're gonna be safe.
That's a tough one.
I'm always scared.
Penalty line.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Good thing that Corvette's nice and wide.
Yeah.
I'm always
At least
afraid
it's
to
dry.
yeah to tap the brakes going up Eau Rouge. I usually will lift or downshift to slow myself down. Very rarely do I touch the brakes going up there.
I feel like now with the new update, I can just flat out, and at least in the Ferrari. It also
Okay.
depends on how much of the exit speed you get out of turn 1,
Yeah,
with how much speed you're gonna carry up a Rouge.
in the wet, you were going flat out.
Oh, in wet, no.
Okay, I was
I
like,
had to
oh,
lift and give it a
whoa.
little tap to get the car to kind of torque back a little bit.
Yeah.
No, it wants to go straight left.
Yeah.
It's like if it was the inters though, it would actually probably slide a little more to the right.
Yeah.
A little bit easier to get it to turn.
Little less grip, get that rotation going.
Yeah.
Rick's looking smooth. Not seeing any
Yeah, it doesn't feel too bad.
nice little kick out there.
As I
Little
said
style
that,
points.
Little kick flip.
And he's
Ooh.
purple. He's got me by 2/10 already. Oh, keep
Ooh.
it. Commentator's curse on a commentator. What do you think about that?
It's really tricky though to keep the car right and off the curbs there because it will just kind of draw you
Yeah.
in, and it feels like it's just, I don't know, like a sponge. Just pulls your
Yeah.
car to it.
Yep. Well,
Curbs is so
that
slippery.
AstroTurf basically is a sponge. So
Yeah.
it's exactly.
Oh, it's fun when you have slicks and you hit it and it's still wet. Yeah,
Oh.
still fun.
No, thank you.
Be doing 360s.
Yeah, well, I got some work to do. 241.
Ruin his next lap.
Got that half a second pen. Back in just wants to get out. So, you don't have to share your brake balance, but are you running any brake balance?
Oh, usually I'd be running +5. So that's a good point. Thanks for reminding. Thanks for checking.
You're welcome. You're welcome. That
Yeah,
might
I feel
make
like-
a difference.
I feel like for my car, like I think I had it at neutral, and every time I hit the brakes, the back end would kick out. So I'm actually running -3 right now, and it feels stable.
Yeah, that's what
Okay.
when practicing for the one last season that we were talking about earlier at Red Bull Ring in the wet. That's where I was working with Turbo, and Turbo was like, anytime it's wet, I push it all the way to the front, and it helps you get the grip and get the car turned. It's like, okay, good to
Yeah.
know.
I run -5 in the Ferrari, but well, that's in most situations, anyways. But I've always enjoyed it in the rain more. Kind of move it around when it's dry,
Yeah,
depending on what you want to do and if you need to save the tires or whatever.
exactly. Find what works for that. I mean, not like the F1 drivers who are literally changing it every corner, which is just insane.
Turn,
That
per
is-
half a turn, exit of the turn, into the turn.
It's a minute 11, minute 10 in Canada, and they're doing like 20 something changes on the wheel
No.
each lap. It's crazy.
The gear shifts. Yes.
Yeah, it's not automated. That's crazy.
But that was
we
a
can't get Canada.
great race. Did you watch it, Shaggy?
I watched a little bit of it. Mostly just kept up with it. I was working, so it was kind of
Yeah.
like just listening in,
Oh, there we go.
listening to them call it.
Let's
Especially
watch
that last
again.
bit with Lando.
Dude, that was
trying to make it
nuts.
pass. I don't know what that was.
Oh, it won't let me do it. Yeah, no,
But-
yeah, he made a mistake. He saw the gap and then it was too late. But they were racing
Yeah.
so good together. Like that was like that race reminded me of this past weekend of PHG as far as a commentator goes. Of like they really didn't have. There was something going on the whole time, and then it got really spicy. So
Yeah. Lando hit the wrong wall.
yeah,
Oscar hit the right one. The wall of champions.
Exactly. I was kind. I mean, I'm a Max fan, so I was kind of bummed that he didn't give Oscar a puncture. But you know, it is what it is. Oscar can keep
Right.
his championship points, but if they had both DNF'd and Max with that second place, that would have been great.
Ooh, I got the driver today for that.
Yeah, Talon, you're right. You're right. That was the first thing I thought of Max and Ricardo hitting each other on the long straight at Baku. They were thinking it was more like who was it, Lewis and Jensen, but in that situation, Lewis got squeezed. In this situation, Lando just ran into the back of his teammate.
Yeah, I'm waiting for Max to forget that he's racing F1 instead of his GT3 cars.
Yeah.
And try to bump draft somebody with an F1 car.
There we go. Rick's going
Sir, you
purple
can't do that.
again. That is
They'll have a,
against the rules.
He'll have a wood
right
block
now.
on the front, on the nose to push people with. Like it's short track racing.
Uh-huh.
Move him out of the way.
But I'm excited about Red Bull Ring in 2 weeks because Lando is really good there. Charles is really good there. Max is really good there. And obviously Oscar and the other drivers are good as well, but those guys excel there. It's going to be fun. Oh, and the penalty bites again.
He tried
I was
to drift.
drifting. Yeah.
He about had it. Just went a
Yeah.
little too far in.
Trying to get a drift going, yeah. Oh, never mind. I tried.
I'm waiting for a papaya war.
It's coming.
Like the silver. Yeah, papaya war. Because at first I thought Lando was going to take him out. I was like, "Whoop, there he goes." That's usually what happens.
Uh-huh.
Like many times, Rosberg
we're
and
going around.
Ham.
You got to give Lando props, though, owning up to immediately, that was my fault. I made a mistake. That was stupid. So, no drama
What was the
yet.
difference?
Now, had they gotten
Yeah.
through that part and did another lap, who knows what would have happened? Because I thought Lando was going to send it around the outside into the chicane and try to hold on to that because he had the lead on Oscar before they hit the braking zone, but then he backed out of it and let Oscar go through, giving him the better run out, but it's so weird that it's a DRS zone right there. It's such a short run from the last turn to turn 1.
It's a cool track. It's I live in Montreal.
Oh,
so I've been
nice.
to the race before, and I've driven the track too.
Oh, cool.
Not in a racing capacity. Basically,
No.
for the rest of the year,
Yeah.
it's like a bicycle track.
Right.
But there's like they open up a lane for traffic, and so I've just ripped around there like 25 kilometers an hour.
That's fun. That's similar to how it is in Australia as well, in Melbourne.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's pretty sweet. I think that's one that should be added to this game. In playing the F1 games, that became one of my favorite tracks really quickly.
Yeah.
It's
Seriously.
simple. It has a bunch of chicanes, a tight hairpin, and a long straight. It's like, what more do you need?
I would like to
Yeah.
see Monte Carlo on here.
That would be interesting. So that's the only. So I haven't played the F1 game in a while, but when I did, doing the career mode, that's the only track I simulate. I cannot do Monaco to save my life. I got the year I was playing. Who was the Russian guy for Haas F1? That was so
Oh,
bad.
yes.
Hulkenberg?
Mazepin.
Mazepin?
Mazepin,
Yeah.
yeah.
He was passing me in the.
I couldn't even remember his real name because we used to call him like everything but his real name.
His real name. The Talon was on it. Quick.
Mazepin?
But yeah, I was like getting lapped by him, and I was like, okay, I don't need to do this track. I'm not skilled, but I do love Baku, which is another tight road course. But I could do that one great. But just good catch.
Thank you. Fanatec technology.
Right? The game changer.
Yeah.
Like I never use counter steering anymore. But do you think it would help you, especially in that FR? And it seems to be a little difficult to handle at times.
It
I think it probably
Just
would
anything
help,
to
wouldn't it?
calm it down.
throws me off using it with the wheel unless I'm doing oval, because I guess I'm so used to doing the counter steer that sometimes I'll feel it happening and go to do it, but then the counter steer kicks in and then I mess it up even more.
Oh,
So-
I
correct.
never used it anymore
Yeah.
though. Like I use it if it helps, but it just 99% of the time it doesn't help anymore.
I use it when we do oval races, and that's pretty much it.
That makes sense though. Just to be able to catch it,
Yeah,
because it's really easy to lose the balance of the car,
yeah, you
especially if you're in some old muscle car and it wants to go around on you easy.
exactly.
With a
There
little
we
tap.
go. 2:45.9. We got ourselves a clean lap. For those watching,
Well.
this is qualify. Well, we're doing testing, but tonight is qualifying for round 5 here at Spa. If you haven't set a lap time and want to, feel free to hop in and set a lap time. So far, we've had Shaggy and Sheldologist set times. And if you don't know what we're talking about, there is a link pinned in the chat, and you can go to the PHG website and find out all the information needed. There we
The
go.
Marshall over there that just hates Chevrolets. Every time Rick comes through, he's like, "No."
Not for you. Well, good thing he's up 4/10 on my time. Could balance himself out if he can continue that pace
Well,
even with the penalty.
I straight lined Eau Rouge, so there's a good reason why I'm 410.
Well, it might be worth it if you can.
Yeah.
If you can get a full second, and then you only get the half-second penalty. Maybe you're safe.
Don't give anyone bad ideas or good ideas, you know.
I have a feel the penalty here is pretty brutal. It's on the very well. It's not a straight, but a very long, flat-out portion of the course. So you really do lose more than whatever your penalty is. Ah, as Mr. Casual enters.
Casual.
I wonder if he plans on setting a time. I know this was one he was wanting to do. As we see purple again. Penalty. And this is where that 3-second penalty is sketchy when you serve it. Because the back end locks up on you. But the half second's a little safer. A little lift back on the throttle. I was struggling figuring out where to brake here. It just seems like
150 is okay, maybe.
Get it back. Easy on the throttle. Listen to that V8.
Okay, we're getting better.
There we go.
The fuel efficient V8 engine.
Indeed, the fuel efficient. Hey, C-Dubs, Mr. Casual, are you going to qualify tonight, bud?
I don't know if you need to brake on a Rouge, but it feels more stable, certainly.
You do what works for you.
Exactly. Oh man. I'll take the Max Verstappen line.
Right? Just cut it.
Yeah.
Say you got pushed off. It's all George Russell's fault.
Yeah.
Oh no! And the stewards had something to say
2.5.
about it. That's an interesting number there, 2.5. You don't see that one very often.
GP, my race engineer, needs to get on the line with the FIA. I'm not having that. Ooh, Mr. Casual has joined the track on intermediate.
Let's see what that looks like. He's currently still in the pits. Looks like he's gonna come out of the pits. What cars? I believe the McLaren.
Oh!
Did something just happen to you? Yep, looks like it.
Big spinny. About a second off.
Got the Paw Patrol, Hot Wheels.
Somebody was
McLaren.
playing Mario Kart earlier. Left a banana peel right there.
Yeah.
For week 2 run over.
I'm going to try a bit of counter steer assistance, see if that helps.
Yeah, just use it if it helps you or not. Like, if you don't really see any change, you can go either way.
Yeah.
It hasn't helped me for a very long time.
Yeah, it was like, I feel like since the bob chain, traction control is it does way less than it used to as well.
Yeah,
Oh.
plus with GTWS, they had it where you couldn't use it anyways, and I just kind of got used to not being able to use it, and therefore I just don't really care to go back to it.
Yeah.
Plus when I do, it just doesn't help anyways. Except a little bit here.
I remember when I first got, I guess it was GT Sport for the PS4, and I just had controller, and I couldn't figure out how to turn off the traction control, and I was doing like all the road car stuff, and I was so frustrated because I was so slow coming out of corners and whatnot. I was like, how do I turn this stupid traction control off? But I figured it out eventually. Don't worry, guys.
Good. Wasn't it like up or down on the D-pad?
I think so. I think it was something said, but I kept trying to do it in the menu, and then it would reset to being back on because of whatever initial setting I had it on. I don't know. It was weird. because I would go and change it, and then it would change back, and I was like, "What is going on?" But it was like the first night of getting the game, so
Yeah.
had
I
to
miss
learn.
GT Sport. I loved
Me
it.
too. I held on to it for as long as I could. It was once they were GT7 came out, and then all of a sudden the dailies got updated every month, and then all of a sudden it went like 3 months before it updated, and I was like, okay, I guess I'm gonna switch to GT7. And then I had to do the silly single player mode to unlock sport mode.
Oh yeah.
Yo.
And then
You have to do what? Get to menu book like 9 or 10.
Yeah. And C-Dubs just
Like
pointed
success.
out Mr. Casual isn't using any assists
No,
at the moment,
he's not.
which is pretty
wow, he's a
interesting.
purist.
And
Well, I mean,
on the
DMR would be the
intermediates,
best one to do that.
so he's on the inters and he's already purple. Can he finish the lap? Challenge on.
We got TK's fastest lap up there.
Yep. And I'm quick, y'all. I'm quick. Oh wait.
Quick boy.
I just hit the inside wall. At the
He's
chicane.
FAF.
That stands for as Frankenstein. I am fast as Frankenstein. I didn't mean to switch. Oh, that was a nice Eau Rouge.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. The CSA feels like it'll save you, but it's very
Oh.
like it jolts. It jolts
More
the wheel.
plenty's in.
Oh boy.
Oh, I keep missing
Looks
that
like we
one.
might have some qualifying action going on soon.
Awesome. We love to see
Nice,
it.
yeah.
That's our brave soul Horn there, coming in day one. Horn is very good in the one lap. Ooh, Mr. Casual almost loses it, but still keeps it together. Still no traction control.
Did he avoid the penalty though?
I think he did. That was really impressive. I'm really curious what this lap time's going to be. Oh, and he keeps it on track there as well. Into the final chicane. Can you get it slowed down? Very nice. Good line through the chicane. Back on the throttle. Very early. That stability of the MR. But you can see he did lose quite a bit of time. 241.859. What's Horn driving? Horn, Team Porsche. Looking froggy fresh in the Iron Dames livery. Like to see it.
I don't have a special livery for my Alpha this week.
Well, you have time to change that.
Ah,
Eh.
Oh, that might be a pen. Oh, that's a pen.
And... Huh? There it is.
Yes.
The pins are definitely choosy here. Was testing them earlier. There's a few places you can go wide, and you're thinking, well, that's definitely a pin, right? No. They apparently didn't notice. But it also helps to bribe the marshals. So, you know, you got to do that. I also told somebody that you have to say, I love PD every time you're about to commit a penalty, and then you don't get a penalty.
It helps. I'll start doing that.
Yeah, it does help. Kaz is
The
always
marshals
listening.
happy.
What was that?
We got to keep the marshals happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Indeed.
I just pretend they don't see me because I'm in the little Alpha. They didn't see me do that.
It's very sneaky.
There's no way they saw me. They'd have
These
to
are
break
not
out
the
the
penalties you were
binoculars to
looking
find my
for.
car on the track.
I believe Horn is going to qualify once he's ready. We were just running laps, Talon, to kill time until the next person came
Give y'all a
in.
show until somebody showed up.
Yeah. We got Fernando B. So, Mr. Casual, if you're not going to qualify, go ahead and exit out. as he's on a flyer. Ooh, gets all kinds of squirrely. There he is. Perfect. So we got Horn, and it looks like Fernando Buttons, Happy Fun Time Hour Gaming as well. Treat us to a show. Show for show.
Speaking of sport, that's how old my wheel is.
Which one do you have?
The T150.
Yeah, buddy.
Nice. That's a real workhorse of a wheel.
I've had it for a decade,
Wow. That's awesome.
but I'm still not any faster than I was in sports. So
Yeah, I had my T150 for 3 years, and then I upgraded to my Fanatec and gifted my T150 to somebody else, and then they upgraded to a Fanatec and gifted that to somebody else. So my T150's on its third owner, still running strong.
I'm mine's second owner, and I bought it off a dude that tried sim racing, didn't like it, went into real racing, and then sold me his brand new T150 for $50.
That's hilarious. He didn't like sim racing, so he decided to do real racing.
Yeah,
But $50, that's a great deal.
yeah.
And that my brother started on the T150, and he's stuck with Thrustmaster. They went to the T300, and then now has the 598.
The only thing I've had to replace on mine was the power supply and the pedals,
Yeah.
because my springs got wore out on one of my brake pedals on the original pedals.
That makes sense. That sounds about right, as they say.
So now I have a T248X that I'm going to use for spare parts in case mine ever goes out.
That's perfect.
Because the exact same wheel, just it's made for Xbox and PC instead of PlayStation.
Oh, I see. So it looks like we have Mr. Casual gonna qualify as well. Don't know that he is on this list. So we have Mr. Casual.
Didn't he race last round?
No, he did not. He was in the booth the whole time.
Oh, that's right. He took my spot for Friday.
Pretty sure this will be his debut on the season.
This will be his debut. Let's, beautiful outlap there. Alright, so we have Mr. Casual added as McLaren.
I'd like to see somebody come out in a Peugeot now. We had the Citroen come out. We might as well have a Peugeot come out.
Exactly. And then we have...
If I could switch, I'd switch to Peugeot, but I can't switch.
Fernando, Team Corvette.
I was just talking to Fernando, and he's is he qualifying right now?
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's cool. I think he's got some pace, is what he was saying.
I believe so. If he gets the practice in, Fernando is very quick.
Yes, he is.
And Mr. Casual is the same way. So both those guys race in my lobbies quite often, and if they can get some practice, some prep in. Well, no, Mr. Casual's just fast all the time. I'm thinking of a different person.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of Jay Steen. If Jay Steen, aka Roxanne Wolf, if they're able to get some practice in, they are unstoppable.
Horn's quick too. When he wants to be, it seems.
Indeed. Yeah. I think with Horn,
He'll
it's...
definitely he'll have an advantage just this round, being in the Porsche.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of advantage. Of course, the Porsche is just a workhorse on any track, really.
Yeah, it's
Any condition.
just all around good car. But yeah, Horn has a really good one lap pace, and he has good racecraft, but a lot of times his races tend to unravel at some point. But as far as setting a time goes, so it looks like Mr. Casual got back up in front of Fernando to start his flyer. Kind of just cycle through every time they go through a sector. Can see where everybody's stacking up with each other. It looks like Savino is also in the lobby waiting for the next session.
Fernando looks very, very planted for a great first corner.
Here we go. So we got a 44.2 and a 44.3, so just a tenth really off of each other. Very tight between the two of these drivers. Very different cars. Again, Mr. Casual on the intermediates. No assist as he runs a little wide. Fernando on the full wets, but also no assists. These guys are... Oh, a nice little drift there. Style points from Fernando, making that gold Corvette look extra fresh.
Yeah.
Like after watching Rick, I don't think these drifts are voluntary. I think they're gonna happen whether they like it or not.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you were trying to make a turn here. Nope. Drifting.
Not today.
You have no choice. You will drift.
Indeed, indeed.
The car says, remember what you're driving?
As flames shoot out the back. Go back up to Mr. Casual. He's about to finish out the middle sector here. Now that we're back on the track with only 3 sectors, unlike last week with the 4. 59.2, 59.4, so just a couple tenths off. Not quite close enough to get any type of slipstream, but it is always... I always do better when I'm following somebody. I don't know about you guys.
Okay, interesting, yeah.
So I felt
Yeah,
in
I have
the last race. I didn't like being out front. I like being behind somebody.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the car didn't have any, I needed a tow. It didn't have any forward push, like, I don't know. Just bogged down real bad to me.
We got 246.87, 241.095. Mr. Casual making his debut. He made his commentating debut last week. Now he's making his racecraft debut. His horn enters the final chicane. What is his time going to be?
Yeah, I'm definitely going to be a 242, 243.
Across the line, 243.303.
Better make that a 245.
See Savino in chat asking what is better, wets or inters. I would definitely go with
Hards.
full wets.
Yeah, wets are a couple seconds faster.
Yeah, it's interesting. Mr. Casual, I guess, to give you guys some reference, so Mr. Casual on the intermediates did a 240.687. I managed a 239.7 on the intermediates. Shaggy managed a 236.162 on the intermediates. So.
Oh, no, I was using
No,
wets.
Shaggy was on the west.
No, did I say intermediates? I meant wets. You guys know what I meant. On the wet. Shaggy, everyone.
Looks like they've done
Shaggy
that on the
was on the
intermediates.
wets.
Because then the wets would be even faster.
And Fernando on the wets did a 241.095 so far.
I said I was going to make it easy for y'all, and I'll just use the intermediates.
That's not going to make it easier for me. You'll still beat me.
No, I think the first lap I did on the intermediates was a 238. So yeah, it still would.
See what he's up almost 8 tenths. Oh, and Fernando goes off.
He was up a second.
See if we can see what happened to Fernando. He
Bit
was
too
up. He
trigger
was
happy.
up just as much as Mr. Casual was, and he saw that purple and went chasing it, and unfortunately, oh,
Yeah,
you hate to see it.
yeah. I wish you could turn off that sometimes, like the purple or the red.
Yeah, don't
'cause
show me the deltas.
Yeah,
See if Mr. Casual is able to improve. Oh, and that's a penalty. That's gonna he's not gonna get another full lap, and that's a 239.992 on the intermediates.
yeah. I guess
Very
that'll
impressive.
be. Will Fernando be able to start another lap?
Well, if he does, no, he won't get
No,
back
he won't.
around. Yeah, so whatever this lap is with the penalty is going to be it. And even if he reset to the pits, he wouldn't. Yeah, unfortunately.
He's got to set
How
a
long
fast
is this
time.
race? Is it 25 laps?
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be a long one.
Yeah. A 241.0.
It's well over an hour total,
Yeah,
and pretty much the entirety of the wet laps are in the dark, or at least the major wet part.
And all the drivers
It's
are
hard to
thinking,
dry out, though.
oh my goodness. And here I am thinking, oh, that's a long time to talk.
You can handle it though, TKs.
I believe in me too. Thank you. And that's super close there between Horn and Fernando. Fernando with a 241.095. Horn with the 241.096. And Fernando picking up another penalty. It's just kind of all unraveled there. See if Mr. Casual
yeah.
can lower his time anymore. Currently standing P2 overall.
I don't know what it's like now, but it's only a few months ago, maybe even 3 or 4 months ago, the mid-engine cars had a significant wet advantage, but I think they balanced it out a bit with the front-engined cars.
Yeah.
So now they're probably more viable.
I still feel like the MRs are just. I think overall, with most people, I mean, certain drivers could probably manage the FRs just as good as the MRs, but I think for the casual, normal non-alien driver, you'd still find the advantage in the MR.
Yeah.
At least, half a second to a second.
Look at
It just
the
depends.
save. It's all over the AstroTurf. Keeps it together. Again, no traction control. That's very impressive. He was up on his time, but I think that might have hurt him quite a bit. This is the final lap.
May still improve. We'll see.
Woo! Burning out first gear. Nope, unable to improve. But even with a full second penalty, Fernando able to improve. Very impressive. That just shows what he's really capable of if he doesn't have those small mistakes. At 240.304.
I almost want to do my qual tonight.
Get it over with.
Do it.
By all means.
How's your testing going? $1,000?
So my fastest so far is a 36.5, but I can't get close to that anymore. I'm like averaging low 37s.
Horn of Plenty.
That's how it
able
was
to
when I
improve.
got on to earlier. I couldn't get into the low 36s and then randomly hit a 35. And I switched a couple things up, and I'm like, I don't know how I did it because I felt like I was worse yesterday when I was racing, as far as jumping into it and being ready for it. And I felt like, jump into it today, a little refreshed, but because yesterday was early morning and half awake, I don't know. It worked out, I guess.
Indeed. So that gives us Mr. Casual, fastest of the session. Not bad, he says, for only having a few laps. 239.992. That puts him P2 overall so far. And then Fernando with a 240.304. And Horn of Plenty with a 240.837. Good job, guys.
Yeah, well done, guys.
I need to make sure I have Beans on the list. do have Beans. Is he in the AMG? He is in the AMG.
Yeah, the only appearance he's made was in round 1. He qualified, but he didn't make the race.
Ah.
But he's still locked in with the AMG, so
Nice.
still need to use it. Because he did make an attempt at qualifying.
Yep.
AMG was going to be my alternate choice,
I love.
but after
AMG.
driving it here,
Not
I
so
feel
much.
like the Viper's better.
Oh, interesting.
I do want him
Viper.
to. I do want him to use it though, because we don't have any points for AMG and don't really have much representation so far from it. So it'd be nice if he's able to get into, a few of the next rounds coming up, get some points for him.
Absolutely.
That's why I went with Dodge, because I saw that there wasn't much representation for him. And I mean, as far as the Group 3 here on Spa, I feel like it'll do okay. There's some high-speed sections where a Viper can stretch its legs, so it's kind of what I'm hoping for.
Very
And it's
nice.
not terrible in the rain. It's a struggle, but it's manageable.
Yeah, the only other Dodge driver will be very thankful for you to have some company. He's been the only Dodge driver, even in the exhibition, he was the only Dodge driver.
Mm-hmm.
He said, try it again. And he's literally had to wait, 8 races before another Dodge driver come along?
And no, Horn, you did not beat my time. I had you by a little over a second, just barely over a second.
PK's too fast, boy.
Yeah, buddy.
Bean seems to be doing something interesting with his traction control. I don't know if you can see that. Maybe it's.
Are you able to see it?
I am, yeah. He's like alternating between 2 and 0 very quickly.
Interesting.
I think it might be a scratchy.
I think that might be a
potentiometer or
lobby.
something.
That might be a lobby thing. Because I've seen that on other drivers before, and I don't think anybody's going
Yeah.
that crazy with it. Turn 1, 2. Turn 2, 2.
Yeah.
Turn
yeah.
3, 1. Turn
That's-
4, none.
That's like
One
how
guy, F1 drivers do it.
it makes everyone look like they're on automatic, and then also makes it look like they're out of fuel at the end of their laps as well. The weird lobby things.
That's Max Verstappen, and his race engineer is telling him, okay, Max, you need to change here and here and here.
Position 12, strat 4.
Strat
Position 12.
You got a little guy
strat 4.
working it from the pits. He's just working each corner that Max takes.
That's crazy.
Oh, Bean seems to be flying.
And this is just practice, so let him warm up. And it's such a good looking car, and I've been fortunate enough to see these in real life, and it's such an impressive piece of machinery because it's so small but so huge at the same time. Like, it's not.
He's actually really quick
Yeah.
in round 1 with it. He would have been top split, but he didn't make the race.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's definitely some speed with him in that AMG.
And they sound really good too.
Looks like he's on the edge of a grip with it.
I did see he was asking in the chat that he hadn't done much driving in GT7 in the wet, and was asking about the wet line versus the dry line. And I gave up trying to do that, and I just drive the car and attempt to find some type of grip. But anybody have any insight into that?
So there was a point in time where the dry line, if you drove on the dry line in the wet a few patches ago, it would be extremely slippery, so you'd have to brake offline for extra grip. But they patched it again to make it not quite as slippery, so you can still use the dry racing line, but it might be a little bit more grippier away from that line.
Okay. Yeah, because I do remember there was a million videos, right, of, turn the racing line on and then drive opposite the racing line. And then I did that for a while, and then, I guess they made some changes because I found, like, the lap I ran, I pretty much ran my normal line. There was a couple spots where I treated it differently. Yeah, this is going to be a good lap for his first practice lap. Holy smokes.
Yeah, he's got some
237.4.
pace.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely more in there. There was a couple of spots where now that he knows the breaking point, he knows what he can get on, and accelerate. It'll shave some more time off.
Absolutely.
I think the main thing is figuring out exactly where to lift or make that final little turn in Eau Rouge.
Yep. And he dabs the brakes just ever so slightly.
Yeah.
Kind of hard hits, but just really quick. There was a lot of brake pressure, but wasn't up there for long. And that's improvement already as Metal joins the lobby. Metal, what are you in these days, sir? I know I just saw your name. Metal on Team Nissan.
And he's got the virtual championship livery on the Mercedes, right?
Yes, I believe so.
And that's a new event, isn't it? It's like a Mercedes time trial that like leads into some kind of real world competition.
Yeah, I haven't looked at it. I saw the little box. I haven't clicked on it yet. Is that kind of like what Honda had done in the past?
Well, Mercedes or AMG or whatever, they also did that last year at Laguna Seca. And it was a very difficult lap because they don't let you use certain assists, no brake markers, no racing line, no nothing. So you're just out there, and yeah, it limits what you can do with it.
They're looking for their next Kimi Antonelli.
Yeah.
That kid is crazy, man. I really like him, and I don't know if you guys have seen on Netflix. It's like just a 40-minute short kind of. It's sponsored by WhatsApp, which is one of Mercedes' sponsors, but it's kind of a Drive to Survive-esque thing. It's only 40 minutes long, and it's focused on Kimi Antonelli joining Mercedes. Really, really good.
I've seen it.
I recommend watching it. I didn't know much about the kid. I was like, he seems cool, and it's always fun to see somebody that young do well, and then you watch that and you're like, oh, yeah, that's a nice kid right there. I like you.
You do enjoy him being humble, and not getting, like, I guess, all into it as far as, like, anybody can replace you at any time.
Yeah.
So just do your best and learn from your mistakes. And I think him crashing in, like, his first outing.
Yeah.
Was in the Mercedes.
Yeah.
I feel like that it brought him down to earth
a
lot because everybody was like, oh, they hyped him up and then he does that, and then there was so much talk about him. Oh, he's not going to do anything. Russell's just going to, just show him up so bad, which, I mean, he has, but Russell's also experienced. He's been there. He had to start from the bottom at Williams and earn his way up.
Yeah.
Well, Kimi will learn, and he'll get better.
Oh, yeah. And, I mean, he's had aside from Hadjar's big mistake he had first race, other than that, he and Hadjar have had the most solid rookie season so far, for sure.
Yeah.
As far as, performance compared to their teammates.
Oh, yeah.
But it's
Hadjar's
good.
been super impressive.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if he swaps with Yuki at some point.
He doesn't want that seat.
I hope he doesn't.
Nobody
really
wants that
Please
seat.
don't.
That's what I was talking
I don't want
about.
to see that. I like Hadjar, and I don't want to see him number 2 at Red Bull. Oh, no.
No.
Nobody
Yeah.
wants that.
No.
They should just run one car.
Yeah,
They don't need a second car.
That's basically what all the second car does is try to get tire data, but then that's about it. And even that's not that helpful because Max drives different than anybody else. But what I want is for Red Bull. It doesn't even have to be the fastest car, but I want them next year with the new regulations to have a car that 2 people can drive. Like, Just do that. Even if it's not the best. Make it to where just any two people could do it. Instead of...
Right, it shouldn't be built to a specific skill set from one driver. Like, trying to fit somebody into Max's world of driving when he's one of a kind kind of deal.
Yeah.
Like, you don't expect somebody to jump in and drive after.
And I think had Ricardo not left, that probably wouldn't have happened. But Ricardo left, and then they had Gasly for a minute, and then switched to Alex, and that's when everything really started to get hyper Max focused. So yeah, it's interesting. Oh, Beans is ready.
It shows you how good Perez was, just
Yes.
keeping up as much as he did. Even when he started to decline, he was still putting up points. Like,
Exactly. And he even
didn't
won
get on the board.
races. I mean, it
Yeah.
slowly went away, but
Yeah, he
yeah,
was great.
I hope he comes back with Cadillac and Andretti. That would be a fun thing to see, because he brings a
his
lot of sponsors, and Cadillac, Chevrolet, big in Mexico. It'd be good.
right?
Yeah. The Bahrain race, I think it was like the Sakir Grand Prix, like the alternate layout where he won. That was one of the coolest races ever.
That was amazing. He didn't have a seat.
They want to put an American driver into that, a Cadillac seat. But I'm thinking, who do they have that can actually get into it? That has the super license, the points.
Logan Sargent.
Pato O'Ward grew up in San Antonio. Like, he grew up where I live, but he claims he's from Mexico. So he claims Mexico as his where he's from. So Pato wouldn't work. You got Colton Herta, who is it? Joey Logano. It's mostly IndyCar people that I can think of at the moment.
Yeah.
But
Colton Herta, but does he have the super license points?
they're so stingy.
Travis Pastrana in there.
Travis Pastrana can drive anything. That's for sure.
I mean, we did see him in that one Daytona 500 where he was literally driving a bucket of nails. Like, that was horrible. I'm like, how did that thing even run? NASCAR, Cup car, off Wish. That's what it was.
That's crazy.
I wish it would go faster, is what he was saying.
As Bean is now officially starting his qualifying. It looks like Metal left. Maybe they'll come back later. Have a single qualifying each time. That's probably the smarter thing to do, unless you're... Yeah, probably the smarter thing to do. Especially with how easy it is to spin here. And you can have somebody else ruin your race or your qualifying pretty easily. Now, did y'all watch any of NASCAR in Mexico City?
SVG pretty much put on a show.
Yeah.
I mean, with the end anyways, it was like, oh, I have tires? Oh, okay. Bye.
Indeed. That's another track that I really like, but it's completely different from the one in Canada, but another cool... has a lot of different things. I always like it when a track has like a part that slows you way down, like it does in the grandstand section of the Mexico City track. It's pretty fun. But I was enjoy. I didn't watch the race. I watched the highlights, and watching them try to get around there in the wet in a NASCAR was pretty comical.
They've done it more recently. And, it turned out to be some good racing.
Yeah.
Them trying to figure out what tires to go to. And then some people not guessing right and it being a bad time.
Yeah.
It was a good time, and then it wasn't a good time, and it turned into a bad time. Because, like, when they did that in Chicago, that street course, a lot of people were eating tires as far as tire barriers.
Yeah, indeed. Ah, woman dancing, woman dancing, woman dancing, indeed. What up, Hector? Yeah, we did say Mexico, buddy. We did. Talking about NASCAR being in Mexico City.
That whole team had a good weekend though. Like Trackhouse drivers won both
Yeah.
races. Flores went in the Xfinity race, and then everybody wants to be like, "Well, that was probably rigged." I'm like, well, I don't know. He was in really good equipment, so
Yeah.
it could have been possible. And he does have a win on a road course, doesn't he? I believe he did. I thought he
think
won.
so.
I know Chastain won Coda.
So,
Can't remember what he won.
yeah.
He's got a penalty.
Suarez is from Mexico, right? Am I thinking of the
Yes.
Yeah. So
And
he
it's
is
second nature to that
Max's child's uncle.
Oh wow.
Because well, Max and his partner aren't married, but she's the sister of Suarez's wife. Both Nelson
Okay.
Piquet's children,
Yeah.
daughters. Yeah.
That's cool.
I was watching one of the things on Netflix, and I was like, wait, Piquet, and I looked it up. I was like, oh, they're sisters. That's funny. Motorsport stays in the family.
Yeah, everybody knows that name. It's a well-known name in the racing world.
Indeed.
Well, Beans has botched his first lap with a half-second penalty.
That's fine though. He still will have what, 2 more laps? Be fine.
Exactly. Yeah.
Indeed.
Well, let's still warm up.
And we know he's got the pace because in his practice he was putting it down. But we even saw Fernando still improve his time with a penalty. However, they weren't quite on the same pace.
I think in the rain, the penalty has less of an effect because you're already not really going that fast.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it's easier to get through the gears.
It's more like serving a penalty in a road car. Like those usually
Yeah.
aren't that bad because you're not full downforce flying down the track. And it could even set you up better for that turn right there as you're not carrying quite as much speed. Comes into
Yeah, it's really hard to get that correct because it's really easy to misjudge and go too far and then find yourself, well, in the dirty stuff.
Mm-hmm. So still, even though that was not, his ideal lap, that puts him P2 with a 2:38.747. But we know he's got more. According to C-Dubs, he's got a 2:36.4 in him.
Okay.
Hey, I believe him.
Also, shout out to C-Dubs making his commentating debut this past weekend as well. Did an excellent
phenomenal
job. Yep. It's fun to get, Rick, you helped us out early on and getting you back in here and Tussin Box. You've been doing a great job all season and getting more people involved. It's a lot of fun.
Super fun. Yeah.
As he improves there. And it just kind of a cumulative effect, I guess. Assuming you don't make any mistakes. I'm surprised at how much curb he's using. I was finding it quite difficult, even on the full wets, to run quite the same line I would usually run, especially on the exits, but that did not
What do
seem...
you think a wider line, a late apex? But I was finding it easier to sit the car on the apex and kind of like tweak it around it, a little bit of a drift, just to kind of get to your exit quicker. The quicker you get on the gas, the better you are in the wet.
Yeah.
And he's definitely he's kind of staying off the racing line. He's like entering corners in the middle of the track. So that's good intel for those who are trying to decide what lines to take.
I do have to give PD some props. They had a time trial at Red Bull right after that update that changed the rain physics. And you definitely learned where you needed to be on exit and entrance into turns and where it was beneficial to get on the gas and stay off the racing line. I think it was turn 2. Normally you would go for like a wide line and come out to that left and kind of be, to the outside. But the faster line was right on the apex, putting it all the way to the right. Because if you were on the racing line, it got really slick and you didn't get a lot of traction on the exit. But if you put it into the wet part, you actually got plenty of grip and you could get, out of there faster.
This is going to be a pretty good lap. 237.2. He's going to get one more opportunity.
Oh, 36. He's got to have it.
He's got it. Yeah, I need to do the time trials and weekly challenges more because they do offer you some stuff like like when they make an update and then they're like, here's this car we added and this this and this, and then you can use it as an opportunity to figure some stuff out.
Oh yeah. I actually like them because just randomly go through there. Don't do anything to a road car or whatever car you can use. Just take it completely stock, whatever tires. And a lot of times you'll try out cars for the first time because PD forgets that they have 300 or 400 of the cars that are on the game.
Yep.
And you'll never use it otherwise. So just randomly pick some car from a company you've never heard of and go with it.
Yep.
Like
Absolutely.
BMW. But no, yeah, there's a lot of cars that are really, really good stock that are just not featured in anything PD puts up in a daily or whatever, and you just have to randomly find them and use them.
Yeah.
They might have had their one little race when they were
First
dropped in an
entered,
update
yeah.
and then forgotten about in the last 2.5, 3 years.
I still haven't driven the modern Volvo station wagon that they added a while back. I've used the old one, the 240D, but I haven't used the modern one. That's one I've been wanting to drive.
Didn't
Oh,
even know it was there.
ran that in like a one of the weeklies where it was like an exclusive where it was only the Volvo. They do a lot of those with new cars. They'll have it where that's the only car you'll run. I remember they did that with the was it the Euros, that Lamborghini SUV.
Yeah, the
It was
Urus.
kind of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The control Beans has of this car is pretty phenomenal. I would have spun at least 4 times based on what I've been seeing the back end of that car do. And he's just been keeping it going. And his brake control is really, really good.
If he has this much control in the dry, he's gonna be really fast on race day.
Yeah.
He's definitely somebody to watch.
As he crosses the line, unable to improve, unfortunately, but a 237.203 does move him up into P2 just behind Shaggy, just a little over a second slower than Shaggy in the Ferrari. Well done, Beans. Good job. We know you're capable of more, but I mean, based on what we're seeing, I think it's going to be a huge mix of where people are, because there's clearly people who the wet is not their jam at all, and others who
really hard to mimic your practice laps, because I know it feels like the conditions are going to change or whatever, but it's really going to be, if you change anything from the previous lap you did, of course it's going to get a little lighter with the fuel runoff, but you have to be as consistent as you can be, learn every little turn and kind of try to replicate it.
Right.
Because like in the Ferrari, I like the weight. I like any kind of weight on it, even if it does hurt the speed a little bit. I get more grip, and I feel like I don't have as much control on it when it does burn the fuel. Like I don't get the exit I want because it feels like the tires will slip a little more, and it's not as planted. I mean, it does help, but it's like you have to be perfect to make it help.
Yeah, for sure. Looks like Bean says he had a problem. Oh, his gas pedal is his problem. I did not notice. I noticed your braking inputs. I wasn't paying attention to your throttle inputs. All right. We got Metal. Metal is up, ready to rock and roll. Maybe some heavy metal. Get it?
237 with a stuck throttle is still pretty good.
Yeah, I'm not getting close to that.
Actually, I've had that problem on the controller. The like the R2 would stick,
Really?
and it would get on the gas quicker, and like without me knowing really, it would just be like, okay, let's go. And I'm like, no, we're not past the apex yet.
I'm on board. Interesting. It is funny. It's
So I would just beat it on something to make it work again. It does work sometimes, but eventually I had to change it out because, yeah, it would get stuck. And it wasn't a good thing, especially if you had a grid start.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
It's like, no, ready to go.
It's like that's the one thing for those on wheel, I'm pretty sure we've all experienced the wheel disconnect randomly at the worst time possible, and it's such an unsettling feeling.
Is Metal going to be ready tonight? Because every time I've asked him, are you ready? He leaves the room.
Yeah. He's
indecisive.
Where are you going, guy? I have deodorant on. Don't smell that bad. Come on now.
Oh, no.
Come back.
Brian, a.k.a. Metal, says, sorry, not ready.
Okay.
What were you saying, Tussin?
Yeah, when I did the IRL 24 hours, I had 2 stints back to back where my wheel disconnected.
Oh. I had one of the best races ever. It was Group 4 Barcelona short, and it was like a 7 or 8 lap race. It was like a longer race because of the short track, and I had the wheel. I think it might have been a manufacturer's race or a nation's race, but I had the wheel disconnect into turn 1, and it was like a disaster, and I fell all the way back to last, and then marched back through the field. It was unbelievable. I made a short with it. It was like great content. But it was so fun. But it's all started with the wheel disconnect. I wouldn't have gotten the content had I not had the disconnect. Are you going back out there, Rick?
Yes, I am. I'm going to try the enters just see how they play on the Chevy.
I hope they play well.
Yeah. We'll try what Fernando did too. No assist. Just raw dog it. Let's see.
And while you're on your outlap, I will remind everybody why we are here and what in the world we are doing as we randomly talk about things. This is round 5 qualifying for season 2 of the Gran Turismo PHG World Series. We are at Spa and it is wet. There are going to be 3 qualifying sessions tonight, tomorrow, and Wednesday, 7 p.m. Central to 10 p.m. Central. For more information, please click on the link pinned in the chat. That'll take you to the PHG website. You can find out everything. Sign up there. We'd love to have you. I am TK. This is my channel. I stream. I believe, Big Joe, you're going to make your PHG streaming debut this week, right? Hopefully.
I believe so. That's the plan.
That's the plan. We got Big Joe here. Shaggy is here. He's the one who created this series. We got Tussenbox, who's been making his broadcasting debut, as well as Rick Shear in the building. Rick Shear is out on track right now, giving you guys some stuff to look at while we wait for the next qualifier. But if you're interested in qualifying, please hop in, give this a go. It'll be lots of fun. It is a manufacturer's series, so whoever you pick for qualifying, that's who you stick with, as Rick comes around to start his hot lap. So yeah, do those YouTube things, and thank you all for being here tonight. Mellow, Mr. Warhawk, mellow. right, Rick coming up Eau Rouge. What's he gonna do? Is he gonna hit the brakes? Is he gonna lift? Tiny bit of braking, little throttle, and back on the throttle as he gets to the top of the hill.
Not too bad. Yeah, you can feel the intermediate sliding around in the wets.
They do
A
that.
little bit more sketchy.
I just noticed how bad they were because of how much grip I did not have with them in this, I guess, heavier, conditions.
Yeah, like actually they don't feel so bad, but it's the oversteer on the power oversteer kicks in a bit faster.
It'll just kick out on you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, I was feeling things in the Ferrari I shouldn't be feeling in the wet, and I was like, this is not good. I don't like this. When I'm like, I'm supposed to be superior, but I feel like I'm not right now.
Yeah.
Oop.
That was a good snap for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that.
Surprise!
Yeah.
This is not fine. We are not fine.
I like how sim racing teaches you to catch snaps in real life when you're driving. In some kind of crazy conditions.
Mm-hmm.
Like up here in the snow, I've been on the highway, like, doing 100 or whatever, 100 Ks, not miles an hour, 100 Ks. Keep it legal, guys. But, I just get a snap in the middle of a snowstorm and it's like, oh, I'm able to catch it. Sim racing.
You're like, thank you, Gran Turismo.
Yeah.
I've had similar situations where I know that if I hadn't been playing this game as much as I have on a wheel, I would have wrecked, for sure. Just like sensing when it's happening and catching it before. There's a time I was in Oregon, driving down to this cabin I was going to stay at for the week, and a guy in a Prius decides to pass another car and we're on those tight forest roads. Nicely done. And doesn't see me. I'm in a Subaru, and I had to like hit the brakes and swerve and go off into the ditch and then cut back on. And I was like, oh, thanks, Gran Turismo.
I actually put myself in a bad position a while back just to, I guess, figure out how to get out of it. With that snow that came through, I guess more recently, the ice and everything we had, even in Houston. Got my Corolla out there, a little FF, and wanted to see what I could do in the snow.
And it's fun. Real quick, tactical fastest time right now is Shaggy's 2:36.162. I go to Colorado quite a bit, and I get a rental car, and one of my goals is to potentially get it stuck in the snow. So I'll find a good hiking trail that's kind of out there, and you got to drive through the snow to get there, and it's always a good time. Surprisingly,
I get a rental car. I just see how fast it can go every single time.
The Nissan Rogue, the Nissan Rogue has a pretty good all-wheel drive system. I've got to say.
I think the last one I had that had I think all-wheel drive. I want to say it was in a Subaru. Yeah.
I do. Well, for my job, I buy used cars, low mileage, newer used cars for work for dealerships, and so rental cars is a great opportunity for me to try out. Because their cars are typically only 1 year old, if not new, so I can kind of try out. So I tried to try different cars, but my last two rentals have been the Kia K5, and I do enjoy that car. It's quite nice.
Right.
I don't know if I would buy it, but I enjoy it as a rental. And also
Is that an SUV?
No, it's the it replaced the Optima, so it's their mid-size sedan. So
Gotcha.
comparable to a Camry.
Nice.
Yeah. But it's really nice, and they have a GT version that's turbocharged. Looks like Tussenbox has entered the lobby. Mr. Velvet Thunder.
Yeah, if he wants to qualify, I'll jump out. Not a problem.
No, I'm just practicing.
Good.
Waiting for somebody to be brave. One of y'all, I know there's 36 of y'all watching. One of y'all's brave enough to get in here and give it a go. We currently have 6 people who have qualified out of 84, and my name's not even on here yet.
80.
Yeah, my name's not even on here yet. I think I need to go to the website, which is pinned in the chat, and register. What up, Vortex? Good evening, friend. Hope you're doing well. What up, Leo?
I think we're typically getting about 60 drivers qualifying each round now.
And that's a good turnout. That makes for good, even, solid 4 splits.
Yeah.
Velvet Thunder, Tussum, your Viper looks really nice.
I think Rick is closing in on a 246.
I'd hope so.
That's the goal,
I was
right?
closing on a 236. We got some time to make up. Yeah, the wets feel so much better.
Oh, me thinking that it was 46 and not 36 that I had. Oh yeah, you got a ways to go.
You got it.
Yeah.
You're like, wait a minute.
I was like, that 247, that's pretty good. Oh wait, another 10 seconds. We don't talk about that.
T-Rex Arm says there's 6 lobbies open right now. Everyone's practicing. People are taking. It's funny. It's like the first couple races, like they were definitely practice lobbies and people getting into it, but like after last weekend, it's like it's on.
Yeah, half the lobbies that you can go look up now are just us practicing.
Oh,
It's like nobody's racing online anymore. Everybody's just practicing for this, I guess.
I was just looking at beans.
Yeah.
And then I drove
saw
on
that.
track.
Like, where are you going?
Yeah.
Distraction. It's
I
orange.
was like, where did he come from?
Yeah. The ghost of beans.
It's like Barry Arson's spy out.
That was actually a half decent lap. Okay, the pace.
Well, minus your little off-track excursion, I saw a beans and I ran away.
Yeah. 239 with a ghost encounter. I'll take that.
Indeed.
That's my job. I'm Shaggy. I'm supposed to run away from things. Rick said, "I'm gonna grab Scoob and go."
Yeah. Okay. TC2 feels better than TC1 in terms of the power oversteer.
Velvet Thunder, 236.639.
Wow.
Can that be my lap?
That is unofficial, but if you want to get in until Shaggy
yeah,
you're
go ahead.
ready, we could
Honestly,
start
I really should.
Just get it out of
you
the
know,
way.
let's do it. Let's do it.
I mean, do it now while it's like it's hot, because otherwise it'd be like you might cool down a little bit and then never see it again. I think that's
All right,
what
I'm
my
ready.
235 was. I'm like, I'm never gonna see that again.
All right.
All right, yeah, I'll go now. I'll go now.
For those entered who are not planning on qualifying, go ahead and exit out. We'll let Velvet Thunder do his thing. Well, he's doing his thing right now.
I see these other guys are ready or not.
Oh, and we got Speed Burner in the building. That's Hector, woman dancing indeed. Team Porsche.
Or should be good. No, TK, you just jumped in there, ran a couple laps,
Yeah, it
put down something decent.
It felt really
Easy
good.
done with the Porsche.
Yeah, it felt really good. I'm going to do some practice this week, and I'll qualify on Wednesday and make it happen, Captain.
Yeah, same. I was feeling a bit lost. Just well, yeah, just doing those initial laps earlier, but that last lap where I was like off track and had a penalty, but still did a 2:39. I was like, okay, I'm I can feel where the pace is now. I just need to grind it out.
Yeah, if y'all guys are ready to qualify, let me know. Because I don't know, some people might have BR and
I don't think
Yeah, I
Vortex
won't be able
is
to tell.
signed up. He hasn't participated yet. I know he's been in the chat. And it looks like Speedburner ducked out because he's not ready. He wants to go next round. So, Vortex, if you're listening, are you planning on qualifying for the race on Saturday?
Or Friday.
Or Friday? The race this weekend? Thank you, Big Joe. Big Joe always keeping me honest.
Yeah, because I'd like to get Velvet Thunder's lap in while you know,
it's hot.
the hands are hot right now.
Okay, he's not. So, Vortex, if you don't mind backing out real quick, and thank you so much, bud. Appreciate you. Good guy right there. Good guy. All right, let's go, Tussum.
Get it going.
This will be a good one to watch.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the Viper is OP on the straight still, right?
It's no slouch.
We're going to find out. And go to spectate mode. It's so wet out there.
Man, this rain has not gone away for like 3 hours. What?
Yeah,
We've had
It's the
the
end of
spectators
days.
are gonna get pretty wet.
we've had some crazy flash floods in my area lately, and it's wild.
I heard about that. Yeah, in San Antonio.
Yep. I learned I have 2 leaks in my roof, so that's fun. Like, oh, I need to get a pot, put it under there, collect all that water. I'll deal with that later. It doesn't rain here very often.
We had a local McDonald's like that before they did a remodel. You'd walk in, and there'd be like 4 or 5 buckets just all over the store. It would be bad. I'm like, yep, tear it down. And they did.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Team
I was worried about the
Dom.
roof falling in.
I saw a viper on the street in real life the other day. I feel like they're pretty rare these days.
Yeah. They really are. And they were rare when they were, being made regularly as well. I had a friend whose dad was pretty wealthy and was looking at getting, a sick kind of supercar, and he went and test drove a bunch. And Viper was one of the ones he test drove. He's like, I could not drive that. Like, that is not a car that you drive on the road at all. He ended up with an SL 55 AMG. So
You would always see it in past Gran Turismos on everything. It was the poster child.
right, because
That
it's sick
along with
looking.
especially that early 2000s, late 90s, those cars all had a look to them, and a car they don't have any iteration of, and it's very disappointing because they used to have die-cast of this car, and it was on covers and different things. Was the Pinoy's Esperante.
Oh, that's the car he had before he had the AMG. Was the Pando's
Yeah.
Esperante.
And I'm like, why is that not on here? It's a shame. If you're gonna do anything, get that car. The car's so long though. Like, you're so
Yeah.
far back. It's all nose.
Keep waiting for him to put the ACR Viper on here.
Which one's that?
The ACR?
Yeah,
Just a tuned up version
Oh, okay,
of the
okay.
stock Viper.
gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, Tussum on his flying lap up
Yeah,
Eau
that's
Rouge, looking good.
I
Yeah.
expected that
No!
one.
What? No
What?
way. That's rude. Let's
Okay,
see.
I'm convinced the
Pixels too
Marshall
far
doesn't
left.
like American cars.
And I think you
You
might
get
be
thrown
right.
into
Shaggy.
it.
Let's see if we can see. Oh no, yeah, he crossed the white line.
You need to raise the budget on the bribe money for the marshals. You didn't see nothing.
Yeah, I got 30 million credits ready to be deployed.
So far, Beans, you're in split 1. You're just a second off Shaggy, so you're second overall.
But then again, everybody that's qualified tonight is in split 1.
Yes.
Currently.
That is correct.
You didn't hear? The race is tomorrow.
The sprint race is tomorrow.
Yeah.
Just like in F1, you get 1 day of practice, qualify, and then off you go.
I love sprint weekends. They're so fun. Shakes things up quite a bit.
Ooh, a little snapperoonie.
I was gonna say that car hasn't drove straight the entire lap.
It's wiggling like a snake.
Sideways. Yeah. No, it's slithering all right.
Curious what this lap time's going to be, even with the pen. Or no, he served the pen already. So.
Oh God.
Can you get on the power? 233, 5, 6, 7, 8. 238.179 with a pen. That's not too bad.
I foresee a 36. Because I really want to see a Dodge and top split. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
I'll try.
Also, K-Dub's watching, I'm sure. So he would love to see that as well.
Oh, super committed. A good first sector.
Mm-hmm. I expect to see purple. No.
Without a penalty, though.
That's some horse something.
Oh, yeah. Good point. Without a penalty. Good point. Good point.
Yeah.
You kept it between the mustard and the mayonnaise.
I don't like either of those things.
With some relish. Maybe a little relish.
Looking smooth.
The Viper's answering people's questions like, nah. Uh-huh. No.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. No. Just watching it from the cards. It's not in agreement with anybody.
It's saying no a lot.
It is.
Coming around here. This turn is always so tricky. In the dry or the wet. I struggle.
Yeah.
Or not, sorry. The turn he's about to do, this right-hander, messes me up
Yeah,
a
it's
lot.
tricky.
Your hands say yes, but your car says no.
No. Oh, and he's down half a second. He'll get one more lap after this, assuming he can get away penalty-free.
Now he'll gain time.
Yes.
I'm guessing a 237.2. Maybe even a 236.8.
Yeah, I feel like you're going to want a 236 just to be safe.
Clobber in the first apex. 34, 35, 36, 36!
Yes!
36,843. Wow. That's a big boy score right there.
I think that's what I called.
Welcome to Not the Kids Table.
That is very good. Upton to P2, and he still has one more opportunity. Knock it out the box. Purple and black
Say
is
no mercy. That looked faster.
Looked faster. Is there a penalty to be tacked on? No.
No. That was clean. That Marshall, he doesn't know what he's looking at, but that was clean.
That was clean. Yep, he's already up a tenth off of where he was last lap. That's one of my favorite corners because you don't brake for it. It's all throttle rotation.
Yeah.
That's probably why I like the wet as much as I do. Is I prefer to do a lot of my driving with the throttle and not anything else.
Like just steer with your feet.
Uh-huh. My hands aren't that great.
Who needs hands?
I really wish I could just lock the front tire on some of these turns and just kind of throttle, and it would just stick. So you could just spin the back out and kind of work it around a little bit easier.
Reverse hand braking?
Yeah. Kind of just lock it into a corner.
Indeed.
Like put it on the apex and then turn.
We kind of saw some of that last week at Kyoto, where drivers hooking their front in the... Woo! He's half a second up, y'all. He's looking good.
Man, come on.
Drivers just hooking their tires in on the curb, getting it to pull them around initial D style.
Pretty much. Of course, I had to pass everybody on the outside because everybody wanted to sit on the inside. I'm like, alright, fine. I don't wanna, but I guess I will.
See if he can nail this final chicane. This is going to be a heck of a lap. Can you get the power down? How long does he have to wait? Oh, get on that throttle. Burning, burning, burning. 36.373.
I will
There you
take
go.
that. That's
There
my
you-
fastest lap of the night.
Very nicely
All right.
done, Tussa. With the 373, so that puts you firmly into P2, just a little over 2/10.
About 2
Yep, from Shaggy.
Hopefully that'll be enough for top split.
And I believe Hector's going to wait to qualify. He's not quite ready yet.
My cutoff prediction is 236.9. So I think, because we do have some big hitters left to go, and just in general. Though I don't know how everybody's going to react with that Genesis. There's so many Genesis drivers that can have a little fun.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. And I feel like that car in the wet has to be hard.
Handful.
Yeah.
I might have to go in and try a few on myself and kind of just see the difference compared to the MR or the Ferrari, because I do feel like a few of the other MRs are gonna be right up there, like the McLaren.
Yeah. McLaren's going to be solid. The Porsche is going to be solid.
Yeah.
The Porsche is so good in the wet.
We do have at least one Audi driver, so we'll see how the R8 does. I haven't driven the R8 much. We had a couple Honda drivers, so we'll get another MR with the NSX, and then of course our Alfa Romeo drivers.
You'll have to wait for Wesley to see what that can really do.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Well done, Tussin. That was a good showing. Anybody who's watching, what up, Edward? How you doing, bud? Dan Mage, good to see you. Can't find a better Dan.
Now we did have KP Wilcox sign up, and he was trying to figure out what he wanted to use. And I was trying to get him to go towards like Honda or Citroen or
Peugeot.
yeah, Peugeot. I almost forget that even exists half the time. Or Renault.
And we got PHG Punks joining the
Old man Pip drives a Renault.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right. I'll add PHG Punks to the list. Good to see you, Punks. Good to have another.
We got a big Joe qualifying? Yes, we do need Subaru drivers. I couldn't bring myself to use it though because of the Group 4. It would just it's a little outmatched at times. Also, the BRZ would literally be meta for one race, and then Ford split for everything else.
I'm not trying to play favorites, but y'all can see what the Viper can do. So y'all can come over to Team Dodge, scoop up some points.
Those who are yet to decide, Team Dodge is there. It looks like Punk's in the Ford GT race car 2018. Interesting choice.
Yep, I was talking to him earlier. He said he was going with Ford, and he'd be in the GT.
Oh, snap.
I didn't know that he could use any of them.
The proprietor has joined the chat, y'all. Papa's House of Game is in the chat. Welcome, sir. Ecstasy, good to see you, buddy.
Yeah, we need some
Everyone
more
go buy some
American
merch.
representation.
Yeah, I
Buy
think
some merch
Chevrolet's,
from Papa's store right now.
I think Chevrolet's pretty well represented. Ford has a couple of drivers.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dodge definitely needed.
How many Chevy drivers are there?
I think there's 4 or 5 total. At least 4 that I know of.
I can tell you. Hold
But
on.
I think only 3 of them are full time.
1, 2,
And Rick and Fernando.
currently
Sal
6.
with a couple of races in there. Currently 6.
Yeah, but one of them is part like Stratahawk. I don't think he's done any races yet, but he is signed up. So,
No, not yet.
so 5.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm good to see Stratahawk signing up. That's Chris Cook. He's a cool guy. I like him.
Yeah, we got to get him out. He's pretty fast.
Yeah. He's quick. He likes to do the time trials. He's a time trial guy. He set some pretty mean times.
I just wish they would use more road cars. A lot of these are
Yes.
just, I don't know, it's kind of bland when you want to use nothing but Group 3 and Group 4 on everything.
Yep. There's other games
And
for
when they-
that.
Yeah, and then when they do use a road car, it's something dumb with some kind of dumb like DRS or some kind of I don't know, not a glitch, but I don't know. It's got its own little thing, and it's just I don't know, a weird combo.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the Honda CRV time trial.
Oh Lord.
Oh, maybe that's what I should do. I wonder how compatible the Honda CR-V and the little Mazda SUV they just added.
Soccer Mom GT.
Soccer Mom GT.
I can let you know.
That's more like
Racing Soccer Mom Champions.
yeah. No, they
Check
drive
my,
the vans.
Spreadsheet.
We need the it's more of the yeah. What is the is it the CX-30 or what did they add?
Oh yeah, they did.
Mazda CX-30 and was it the Toyota? No,
The Honda
The
The Honda
CR-V.
CR-V?
CRV.
But they do have
Yeah.
the Toyota HR-V as well, right?
They do, yeah.
Those are man.
So
I see those at the auction like crazy. Oh, you have a spreadsheet up?
yeah, I'm looking at my laptop. So the Honda CR-V did NERB in 922, and the Mazda did it in 858.
Whoa. I guess, yeah.
I think the issue with the Honda is that it's severely speed limited.
Interesting.
Needs an engine swap.
Well, they all have small 4-cylinder turbos. But, yeah. Honda hasn't been doing the turbo game as long as Mazda has. That's a new thing for Honda. And now Toyota's starting to jump on that bandwagon. They got rid of the V8 for the Tundra, and now it's either a single turbo V6 or there's a twin turbo V6.
Yeah, I think a lot of the ways they were trying to be more fuel efficient
Yeah.
and put just as much power out.
Oh
Or
yeah,
try to.
for sure. Well, I mean, the Corolla / Yaris GR is a 3-cylinder. That thing's got 300 horsepower.
Yeah.
The issue is in reliability and longevity, because those tiny little motors are running under so much pressure that if you miss your oil change, if you aren't letting it warm up, you can easily lock up the motor, and then it's done. So they're under quite a bit of a strain. Thanks for the double likes, Joe.
No
You see
problem.
those 2000 models being able to go 200, 300,000
Yep.
miles before you really have to worry about anything.
Yep. And that's the difference between the slightly larger naturally aspirated versus the smaller turbocharged. But
I think mine is an 09, and it's got 200 and almost 290,000 miles on it.
yeah, those
And
VVT
the motor is fine.
Yeah. Those
Everything else, not so much.
not so much. The plastic's worn, the
Well, the
fabric.
transmission is the main culprit for those little things.
And that
That's
one's
about
got
it.
a CVT. They were one of the first ones to do the CVT transmissions, and they're kind of the only ones that are doing it well. Everybody else who's gone CVT has had way more issues than Toyota has. You got Nissan, Ford are the two main ones that have just struggled to put out a decent CVT transmission.
Yeah, punks, if you're listening, just let me know when you're ready, and we'll start the session.
When you're ready, we're ready. So far we have had 7 people qualify. Punks will make 8.
Yeah, it's Monday in the first session, well, the first day night of qualifying, so it's going to be a little less populated compared to tomorrow night and Wednesday night.
Give bonus points for qualifying on Monday.
I mean, if I did that, then there'd be 40 people in here right now. Like 5 points. I gotta get those 5 points. It's like a sale at the grocery store. Gotta jump on
5
that.
points for the first qualifier.
Wouldn't Shaggy get that all the time?
We
Yeah.
get that every time. Yeah. No, I'm not gonna rig it to be that beneficial to me. I'll find a different way. Don't worry. But yeah. No, if I wanted to do that, I would just pick the best car on. I'd put like, I don't know, 10, 15 times tire wear in the Group 4 races, and I would just use Alpha. And then while all y'all pit like 20 times, I'll pit like twice. If I wanted to rig it in my favor.
Mr. Casual just dropped to 36.5 in the lobby.
That's quite a difference from his 39.9.
Watch out, whoever's in his split.
Coming at you.
Well, that's the thing about it, though. It's gonna be a little weird for some of the splits because qualifying in the rain, and then you go into a split. It starts in the dry. So if you're already, skilled in the dry with your car, while others might have only been good in the wet, but struggling to dry, it's gonna be very telling. It's pretty much what you see in F1.
Yeah.
Like you see the vast difference. Say qualifying ends up, being in the wet or whatever, and you'll get somebody like Hulkenberg or what was it, Magnussen, just randomly start in the top 5.
Yeah, when Russell was with Williams, he had that pole position, and I forget where it was, but it was insane.
That Spa.
Yeah, at Spa, yeah. And then of course you can't hold on to that, but it was cool to see.
I think the race only lasted 3
Yeah,
three
they
I'm on the wrong
cycle laps,
tires.
and they suspended it, didn't they?
yeah.
Or they just declared it no race. No race allowed.
It was long enough ago that I can't really remember, other than I remember it being so exciting seeing a Williams back up at the top spot.
Conditions.
Let me give everybody a
quite
pro
like
tip
this.
on how to go faster in the rain. I do this all the time. Because you got to turn off your high beams.
I don't have that button mapped on my new wheel. I need to figure out what that button is.
Ooh, Mr. Casual dropped to 36.0.
Wow.
So is that what I see when people drive around at nighttime in the rain with no lights on?
Yeah, they're just trying to
Yeah,
go
they're just
faster.
trying to go
does
faster.
happen. I'll flash my lights, and they're like, "No, I'll be faster this way." All right.
You do you.
Yep. That poor person that never sees you coming. Yep.
Oh my god.
Mr. Casual says his optimal is mid 35s. You crazy, Nacho. You crazy.
I don't believe in optimals. They're all a pipe dream.
I'll believe it when I see it.
That's kind of why I was a little disappointed with mine. Like, I just ran the 35, and I was like, "Oh well, we just do it again." But it didn't work out that way. I don't know. I did nerf myself, I guess. And anybody else running, you're probably going to get nerfed like half a second to a second from what you could actually do. I forgot to turn it off for myself, though.
And you
I guess I
forgot
got
to turn
lucky
on
then.
for Tuzzle box. Yeah. Oh god. Sheesh. I'm gonna see how long it takes to do a pit stop there. Probably a pretty long pit stop.
Yeah, on this track you get almost the entire drive in and drive out animation, so it takes a lot longer.
That's good.
Holy crap, this car's so bad. Big Naughty's over here talking about 135s. I don't know where he's getting that speed from.
Not the
Well,
Lamborghini,
on
that's
this-
for sure.
He says the word on the
235.
street's the 134.
Maybe a 234.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's a long pit stop. That is a long pit stop.
Yeah, what was it? I pitted and then forgot why I pitted. I didn't see the time.
Alright, is Punk's ready?
I don't know.
He just went back to the pits.
He needs to let me know if he's ready.
Oh, I said, are you ready?
For me to qualify.
Also, what up, McNaughty? How are you doing this evening? Hope all is well. You too, Squeezy. Good to see you in here.
He said which one counted? Neither.
Yeah.
This is why I tell people y'all have to let me know. I know some drivers in VR and they can't help it, but you have to let me know because it doesn't always tell me that you're in VR and that you know. Because I don't know what you know that I know that you know what I know. You know.
Pretty funny.
Whoops. Are you listening? Whoa.
Hey, that went hard back in the day. Okay.
Oh, it went really hard. I saw it in concert, so.
Yeah.
90s and 2000s alternative music is my jam.
Some good stuff.
Hey, Punks, if you're listening, you have to let me know something.
Say the magic word, Punks, which is ready.
But you gotta sing it like Scott Stapp.
No, Punks, it didn't.
It did not.
But now you have the opportunity to do it again and do even better.
Even better.
All right, he is ready. We believe in you, Punks. Let's do it. All eyes on you. That's the wrong track on that steering wheel. Y'all see that? That is Daytona road course layout.
That's close enough.
It's kind of the same. It's like K-Dubs has joined for the next session.
Another Dodge.
Oh, wow.
Dodge Brothers.
No, Mr. Casual. You can't.
Unfortunately not. Because
Because
if I let one
cars
person
I'd
do
be-
anything, then
I'd be
everybody will
qualified
have
for
something.
nights.
Like feeding the birds.
But
You
we-
feed one,
Yeah.
they all come.
But we
I'll be calling
appreciate
off
you
3
qualifying
nights.
early, giving us some great entertainment and spectating.
Oh yeah.
That's what, when I was in management, I hated exceptions. It's just a can of worms. Just a can of
Oh, yeah.
worms. You make one exception, and then your whole week's ruined. You know, it's like, I don't want to manage people anymore. That's not my cup of tea. This is the 2018 Ford, is that correct?
I think so.
I always like the other one, the Spec 2 or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Yes, it's the 2018 car.
And we're seeing that weird, at least it's telling us what traction control he's using. He's using TC3 as it jumps between 3 and 0.
It's a great car, but I think they nerfed it pretty heavily in the last update. I do believe.
got some fond memories of this one. One of the first times we ever went to the Daytona Oval. Ended up beating Super GT a couple times with it. It was really nice.
Nice.
Welcome to
There you
America. Now prepare to get P2.
Cody, it's a weird glitch with the lobby. He's using TC3, and but for some reason it's showing back and forth between 0 and 3. So it's just a silly video game thing. I raced against Scott Chegg. It was when they first did the snow track, whatever that daily race A was, and I got to race against Scott. I did not do well.
Oddly
I
enough,
crashed in front of him.
I was like, but I was in the video.
The last 3 races I've been in a race with him, I won. Because I don't race dailies too often, but he did a road course race, and he ended up quitting in frustration because he got wrecked out. I ended up in that race, and then I won the 2 oval races that he was in.
Nice.
Well, remember them actually, but those 2.
Yeah. Cody, right now we have a Ferrari in P1 with a 236.162, and then we have a Dodge Viper in P2 with a 236.3. So I don't know that there's going to be one dominant, because the MR cars are definitely more stable, but clearly if you can control it, these FR cars are a great option.
I think the Lamborghinis are going to be probably the best choice.
Yeah?
Like overall. Yeah, I do have experience in the Lambos here. It's very easy to just run down a good lap here.
Nice. Well, that
I
explains
love
what
a really
McNaughty
free
was
car.
saying. Yeah.
Yeah. I
Papa,
enjoy a really free car in there, full of it.
Papa, Mr. Casual ran, his official time is a 2:39.9, but he ran a 2:36 flat just a little bit ago. So the McLaren is looking good.
Yeah, he'd be strong in whatever split he's in. At least in the wet.
He's really good in my lobbies and road cars. Like, we have 3 or 4 guys that, you expect to win, and then every now and then, myself or somebody will challenge. But Mr. Casual came into our lobbies a few weeks ago, maybe even a couple months ago, and went straight to the top. It was nuts. I was like, holy cow, this guy's got skills. All right, we got our first flyer, a 2:43.035.
Not too bad.
What was his fastest in his practice? Do y'all remember? I think it was like a 2:43, right?
I can scroll
Something of
back
that
in the
nature.
chat.
I think he'll do better than that, though. He looked like he had a bit of an off. So he's got at least a couple more seconds left than that.
Glad you've joined us, punks. And Cody, if you're interested in this event, there's a link pinned in the chat. Go to the website and you can find out more information. It is a manufacturers-based race. This is currently round 5, but anyone can join at any point. You just have to pick your manufacturer and qualify with it, and then stick with that manufacturer. And it is a combination of Group 3 and Group 4 cars. Last week was Group 4. This week we're in Group 3.
You can still technically have a good run of points because there's 5 rounds left. 5 rounds count. Kind of like the GTWS manufacturer series that the game would normally put on.
Mm-hmm.
I based a lot of that, or a lot of this off of that.
Yep.
But I made it better.
Made it better and more competitive. And Full Throttle, of course. We'd love to have you join. Again, go sign up on the website, and if you want to qualify tonight, you can. If not tonight, you can qualify tomorrow, 7 Central to 10 Central, or Wednesday, 7 Central to 10 Central. Shaggy is the lobby host. PHG Shaggy Do 88.
Yeah, I'll put it in the
And if you're a quick driver and want a guaranteed spot in the finals, pick a manufacturer nobody else is driving.
There you go. Getting those higher splits. Well, Cody, even
Yeah.
if you're new, we'd love to have you, man. Or if you want to just observe and watch, this is a great way to watch some really, really good drivers be really, really fast. And several of those drivers do commentating as well, so you get some good insight to what to do and how to get better. This is a great way to improve your driving. Let's see here, 241.115. It's got one more opportunity, right?
I told you had a couple more seconds left.
Yeah.
That was 8/10 faster than what I saw his fastest lap in practice.
So well done. Good thing those laps didn't count. This is working out in your favor, punks. That's gonna put him P7 just ahead of Sheldologist and right behind Horn of Plenty. We're looking forward to seeing what you can do, K-Dubs.
I do agree with K-Dub. Full throttle should definitely go Dodge.
Bring the whole team in on Dodge. All in.
He's actually one of my IRO teammates that I race with.
Oh, awesome. And it looks like Punks is up again, potentially going to get into the 240s here. Coming around the long right-hander to the quick left. That's the sound it makes.
The thing about this league is there's no cap to how many drivers can show up in a week or, a round. There's 80 drivers qualifying, 80 drivers want to show up, 80 drivers going to be racing. We'll find a way to fit everybody into a entire day of racing.
We'll make it happen. We'll make it happen. We might go horse talking about it, but it'll be great racing. It'll be great racing.
Friday would only be 2 splits, though, because of the time constraints. But Saturday, starting at 1 p.m. Central Time. If there's 3 splits, it's going to be a long day. If there's 4 splits, it's going to be even a longer day.
Indeed. Indeed. Brian, that's great to hear, man. I'm glad you found us. Glad you're enjoying it. I've been a part of PHG for over a year, at least. It's been fantastic. We have a lot of fun. Got to meet some really cool people in the process. Let's see, can Punks get this lap done?
Nailed the brakes. Right-hander looks good.
Ooh, that looks really smooth.
Quick turn of direction.
Yeah.
On the power.
Ooh, a little wide, but keeping it straight compared to some of the other cars. Ooh!
Very nice.
A 240.5. That moves him ahead of Horn of Plenty. Well done. Well done, Punks. Making his
I turned the Nerf
debut.
off for him.
Yeah.
A little debut present. No nerfing.
Good stuff. Well, gang, it's late on the East Coast here, and it's getting past my bedtime, so I'm going to love you and leave you all. Thanks for having me in the booth.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thanks for doing some driving for us. We're always happy to have you, Rick. You have a great night, my friend.
Good night, man.
Yeah, take care, lads. Good night.
Take it easy.
What's a bedtime?
Oh, man, I know what a bedtime is.
Just whenever.
Bedtime is just before you fall asleep in your rig.
Yeah, it's when it's in between brushing your teeth and laying down. That's when your bedtime is. You should brush your teeth, everybody. Brush your teeth before bed. Just saying. Oh, we got Chase in the building. KW in the building. Well done, Punks. Currently sitting P6 overall in the Ford. Our first Ford to qualify. Let me add KW, Team Dodge. Tussim, can you talk a little bit about IRO, the league you were referring to, for people who aren't familiar?
So this is an endurance series where they do like extended races. So for example, we have a 24-hour race at Le Mans, and the way they do it, I'll try to make it as simple as possible, but every driver runs a 2-hour stint, and they do calculations to determine how many laps would come up to about 2 hours. The drivers, when they start their stint, if it's the first race, they'll do one formation lap, and then they'll do a 2x2 rolling start. They'll race into the second to last lap. As they get to the end of the last lap, or the second to last lap, they have another lobby set up for the second stint drivers. So the first stint drivers, when they pull into the pits and their car is stopped, they signal for their next driver who's already waiting in the pits to do their pit stop.
Ah.
And then basically it just continues like that. As the race goes on, they adjust the number of laps to make it as close to 24 hours at the end of the race.
That's
It's,
crazy. Who thought of that?
It's a lot of fun.
Like,
I don't know.
that's
I don't
like
know,
you got to
but, like-
really think, because I've watched McNaughty do his IRO stints in the past, and I haven't like been able to process how it's actually working. But so there's somebody keeping track of the times, and they've completed this amount at this time, and that makes more sense. Oh, and it
Yeah,
looks like
like,
Full Throttle
for-
also does IRO. Very cool.
Yeah, it's a good system to get around GT7 not having driver swaps.
Yeah. But so how many cars are on track at one time?
14.
Okay.
They save one spot for the lobby host, and second spot is supposed to be for a broadcaster. The team that I'm on is in split 2. They don't get the same attention that split 1 gets.
Sure.
But yeah, it's 14 cars. The teams, they'll consist of anywhere between like 4 to up to like 10 drivers, I think it is.
Wow. That's cool. I like the creativity, because, I mean, obviously, there's other, if you have a PC, there's other platforms to do bigger types of racing, but it's cool that it's fun to see how people make things work with what they have. And we see that in the GT7 community, because we are limited, including on the broadcasting side. Like, we've had to figure out ways to broadcast this where in iRacing or something like that, it's super easy to do, and you can have as many people as you want, and you can have replays whenever you want. But we work with the tools we have and have a lot of fun doing it. And I will say, for as much as we all complain about GT7, we're all still playing it and making it work for us. So that's something to be said about that.
We're still going to complain. It does not matter.
Yeah, we're going to complain, but we're also still playing. So,
Yeah.
KW on his hot lap in the Viper. And we got our second AMG driver of the night with AGRT Chase. Oops, I pushed the wrong button again. Let's see how he handles Eau Rouge.
The Viper doing Viper things.
I believe it.
Like a snake.
Ooh. Looks like he slowed down quite a bit there. Taking it easy. We'll go back up with KW. We missed his first sector time, but we'll stay on board for his second sector time.
So I have an actual pro tip for driving in the rain, and I mention this because I see him short shifting. I was taught not too long ago, actually, when you're driving in the rain and you're coming out of corners, you actually want to use lower gears, because if you lose traction in the rear, the car will be easier to catch. Like if you accelerate out in second, you'll get like a smaller wiggle, but it'll be easier to control, as opposed to like you drop it in third gear, you could potentially get more wheel spin because A, your gears are longer, and B, I think it's something with like the differential that will cause the car to slide more than you want it to.
Yeah, and in the lower gears, it will actually slow the car down when you lift, versus in the higher gear, it's not going to slow the car down lifting as well, I would imagine.
I actually feel like in second gear, I'm able to actually turn the car a little bit better than third gear or higher coming out of a turn. Like, I drive automatic, so I have to manipulate the speed. So I have to basically make it kick into whatever gear I want it to do. And every now and then it tries to randomly throw a third or a fourth that I don't want when I want, second. And yeah, it's real fun making it work. But that's why we practice and figure things out.
That's interesting, yeah. It looks like a good line going through the chicane. Maybe could have taken a little tighter in the second part, but doesn't run too wide. We're going to look at a 238.7 for his first lap. That's looking really good for K-Dub. Let's see how Chase fares. With a 238.747. Wow, that is close. No, that's not right. What is it showing me? Why is it showing me that?
I'm showing a 241.741
There we go.
for Chase.
It showed it. Y'all saw. So this, I'm talking to you, Big Joe. You saw on the screen it showed a 238.7 something, not a 241. So that's another Gran Turismo shenanigans there. I'm not crazy, and I know how to read.
Crazy.
And I know how to read.
You need your eyes checked.
My eyes are great. My eyes are fine.
He reads real good. Real good.
Real good. I've read all the Harry Potters, so take that.
In like a day or two, yeah.
I was sick once and had to stay home, and I was an adult at this time, and I didn't like reading, and I was homesick from work for a week, and I got big time into Harry Potter. Changed my life. KW coming around, finishing the second sector, and they're up a 10th. Currently sitting P4 overall. Let's jump back, see how Chase is doing as they come across, and have improved almost 4/10, just under 4/10. Not bad. Comes across the line. What do we got? Oh, lost a lot of time.
Yeah, that final turn is a little tricky. You can easily just bust the entire lap right there.
Yeah. Because it's so hard to get on the
That's
throttle.
what I thought I did on my lap. And my last chicane felt terrible.
You're trying to get the car turned and then onto the gas as soon as you can, and sometimes it feels like you're not getting enough traction to actually get it to stick and go.
Ooh, and
it
kind of
spin down.
A nice little spinny spin from Chase. After improving the lap, they technically get one more lap. But I think just a little late on the brakes and then too excited on the throttle.
Hey, baby.
Coming down the long right-hander. Well, there, that's not going to be an improvement. Ooh, and another spin. Frustration.
I think you said screw it.
That's enough. That's
Yeah.
enough. But what's K-Dub gonna do? Always having a fresh livery on that Viper. What is, I should know this, but what does SRT stand for?
Street racing technology, I believe.
Street Racing Technology. And I guess they had to compete with SVT, which is Ford's. What does SVT stand for? Ooh, he's up a 10th.
Vehicle technology. That one I just made up.
It sounded good enough to me. Because SS was already taken, Super Sport by Chevrolet. It's like some are so easy to figure out. HRC, Honda Racing. Oh, wait, what's the C stand for? Honda Racing. And then there's... Oh, no, and he picks up a penalty. So that is going to be it for KW. Unfortunately, he was up a 10th. And that's frustrating. So we got a 240.962.
So SVT actually stands for Special Vehicle Team.
Huh. Interesting. I would not have guessed that in a million years.
It's like a Law and Order show.
Yeah.
SVT.
Dun 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 dun.
Dun dun.
And you're just going across the city in a truck or something. What's the problem?
And then we got, yeah. What's like some of them are really cool. Like AMG, that's cool. M,
Yeah.
that's cool. I wish Hyundai would have picked something other than N, because it just confuses people when you say it. You're like the Hyundai N, and they're like the M, the N line. It's an N line. No, the N.
It's like, what are you doing today? Hyundai N.
Yeah, exactly. Toyota with the GR, but what did they have before GR? They had a. No, I guess they just put like S on the back of stuff, or XRS, stuff like that. Well, there we have it. Another 2 qualifiers done. So that puts KW P4. So that puts 2 Dodges in the top 5. And then we got Chase in the AMG P9 overall. The other AMG is P3 overall with Beans. That sounded like I was ordering something with beans. Looks like we're running out of time. We'll keep the lobby open in case anybody else wants to come put a lap in, get their time in. I know y'all are practicing. TRD, Wrench, you're on point. Wrench Wench. Nailed it. Thank you. I felt so dumb. TRD. That is Toyota Racing Development.
What is that
or Department. That was the one I was trying to think of when I was said GR. What was the other thing they had or have? TRD.
Heard.
Yeah, and Honda has HRC. Who else has one? Nissan has Nismo. I think that's it as far as like the racing brand of their brand. AMG is... It's German. I was going to try to think of what it is, but it's the three guys' names. It's three people's names, but it's Mercedes Racing. It's their engineers who make things go fast. Mr. A,
No, Shaggy.
Mr. M,
No.
and Mr. G.
Okay, good. I had to ask. Yeah, you got Kate up thinking he's going to the Super Bowl now. There's another Dodge. Where are you gonna go? Disneyland.
Yeah, go to Disneyland because the Orlando airport's getting kind of crowded these days, which is where Disney World is. So y'all go to Disneyland. I gotta go to Orlando every week for work, and it's right now it's volleyball season apparently. 'Cause there were or like middle school volleyball season. There's cheer season, there's softball season, and then of course always the amusement park season. I firmly believe there should be a separate section, line, and everything at airports, specifically airports like Orlando, for people without children. Like there should be, there should be separate. It should be separate. It should be separate. The number of times I've been stuck behind a family of 5 and all their strollers and stuff, and nothing against them. But it's like, I made different choices than you, and I don't have those things. I should be able to go here. Oh no. Hard to get started on that hill. Yeah, Texas has one full season and then a month of something different. And the full season...
Not even winter anymore.
The full season is summer, and then there's like a month of weird shit that goes down.
Yeah, we go from fall to winter to spring in like a month.
And then
it's really weird.
It's so humid right now, and it's not as bad as where you are, Shaggy. Like when I lived in Katy and then worked in Houston, and like that was a next level humidity. But it's getting bad here in San Antonio. Like it's wet outside when you walk out, even when the sun's out. And it's like, no. When I first moved here like 13 years ago, it was a desert. What is all this water? But yet we're still in a drought.
Oh yeah.
Perpetually in a drought.
If you're under 20 inches for like whatever time of the month or year or whatever. Oh no, we're supposed to be at 40 inches. But it's January. Yeah, I moved from South Mississippi. So I thought I would see more hurricanes here. Nope. Haven't really seen any.
You've gotten some good flooding and stuff though.
Yeah, we get plenty of that. I know when I first moved to this apartment area, the drains weren't in the best condition, so they would flood much easier.
Oh.
So I think they're back to where they were because the other day they did the same thing that they did before.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to walk through like 6 or 7 inches of water to come from my car because it was on a higher area where I could park it, but then it dips going towards the drain. And then I had to walk through it, and I was like, whatever.
Whatever. That's where the waterproof boots come in handy. That's what. No, my whole street was flooded, like a good at least 2 feet of water, just flowing down. And then after it all subsided, it looked like a beaver had tried to build a dam from all the debris that had gotten washed down. So there was like half a tree and like a bunch of other stuff, rocks, all just in the middle of the street. It was crazy.
I was just gonna go back inside and get my my fishing pole and go wade the street.
See what you can get. You might
Wade the parking lot.
find some goodies.
I feel like it would be either probably like a raccoon or a possum or something that'd be more likely to catch. They're just floating on by.
Big Joe currently with the fastest time, but I think Mr. Casual will take that off his hands. They're just running some fun laps. We're running out of time here on 2:36.9. Where's Beans going to be? Oh, running wide there.
I think we had a little bit of a
massive
glitch.
lag spike.
Ah.
I was like, why is he in the grass and still running fast?
Yeah,
Holy
and then-
crap.
Yeah.
Oh
he's
my
gone.
god! Did you see that?
And then he left.
They're gone.
I've never seen that line run with such precision.
That was
Literally the wall.
that was some murder death kill right there. Hardcore.
Like AI had invaded the lobby for a second.
I like when you're spectating someone who leaves the lobby, and like if you're like on a first person or third person view, the camera will stay right there. Sometimes you can get some like really cool shots.
Yeah,
where
just like
the camera freezes.
you wouldn't see normally. And then other times it's like you're inside a bush somehow. Casual picking up a casual penalty. If there's anybody whose name matches their personality, it's Casual.
How did he? He left the room twice. How was that possible?
Yeah, something's happening. We don't know. We've been.
Well, his ghost followed him.
Yeah.
Shadow.
Shadow.
Oh, it's like when you're in a mirror, like you're looking at a mirror, and then like it shows you panning and leaving the room, but then your reflection is still there, and then it goes too. That's what happened.
Yeah, one of those things. What you looking at? I ain't a mirror. So we got, 10 drivers to qualify on the first night. That is not bad at all. That is a good chunk. I'm sure a lot of them, some are happy with it, and some are like, I could have done more practice. But it's good to see that. It's going to make for exciting splits, that's for sure.
It also made up the decision of a lot of people that were on the fence if they even wanted to do it or not. And some people saw what they had in store for the race and qualifying and everything. They're like, "No, I'm good."
Yeah. You know what? I'll skip this one. And just like you have it set up like GTWS where you can miss a couple races. Not all the points count. How many rounds count, Shaggy?
5 rounds will count.
5
But
rounds.
this
will
is
count.
this is the final round for a while as far as points paying. Because after this or the next weekend after is the All-Star race, and then the weekend after that everybody's off.
Right.
Or the 4th of July weekend and everything.
Indeed. Oh.
How does the All-Star qualification work?
Top 7 drivers and points from PHG after 5 rounds, and then the top 7 non-PHG drivers. So 7 versus 7.
7 on 7. Ka-cha!
And PHG, it's going to be really hard to qualify for that because
Yeah.
I think for the 4th round, 10 PH or in the top 10 there were 7 PHG drivers in the top 10 points.
Yeah, that's going to be dominated. And we saw that when we did like the PHG US versus PHG, Canada even. It's a tough for the USA drivers, it was really tough to qualify The Canadian drivers also tough, but there was less of them, so the odds were more in their favor.
Yeah.
But we got a lot of PHG has some fast drivers.
And then there's Jorge.
And he's next level. That's what we need to get. Yeah, who was the driver who's really fast that you say just entered? You mentioned it earlier. They had
I
this.
forget.
Oh, yeah, somebody. There was somebody. You guys can rewind. KP. Thanks, Sal.
Oh, yeah, KP,
that was quick.
yeah.
That means my latency's really good right now. That was a very quick response, Sal. I like to see that.
Also, Stratahawk that could possibly race.
Yeah, Stratahawk is quick, and it's funny. He hasn't been able to race online for a while, and so I haven't raced with him in a minute. But he still is able to put times up and stuff. And yeah, dude's quick.
Sometimes life just kind of gets in the way, and
Yep.
you can't really put the time forth that you want to.
Yep. But if y'all are looking for custom guitar stuff, Stratahawk is your man. He put together a custom pots for my semi-hollow ES style guitar. Did a really awesome job with the potentiometers and all that fun stuff and the soldering. So, neat guitar things. He's your man.
Well, I'm a drummer, so no, I'm good.
You're good. You don't need that, but you could use a guitar. It would look cool next to your drums.
Just for display purposes only.
I have I've accumulated a raw guitar body and a really nice Fender neck to put together, but I have to do all the woodwork to the raw body. But I plan on getting Stratahawk to. He also hand winds pickups, so I plan on getting him to make me a set of pickups and all the electronics for that guitar project. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I think that's it tonight.
That is it. That is it. GG's, everyone. So I'll read us through what we got. We have P1, number 88, PHG Shaggy Doo with a 236.162 in the Ferrari. Then we have Velvet Thunder, aka Tussin Box, with a 236.373 in the Dodge. Then we have Beans with a 237.203 in the AMG. Then we have PHG KW47 with a 238.721 in the Dodge. We have Mr. Casual with a 239.992, but we know he can do much, much more in the McLaren. Then we have number 6, PHG Fernando with a 240.304 in the Chevy. Then in P7 we have PHG Punks with a 240.532 in the Ford. Then we have number 25 Horn of Plenty and a 240.837 in the Porsche. Then we have number 97 AGRT Chase with a 240.962 in the AMG. And then we have number 99 PHG Shelldologist NP10 with a 243.375 in the Nissan. Well, before we close out, what did we learn? Tussum, how do you feel about your choice to go ahead and run it tonight?
Well, I mean, it worked out in my favor. I did like an hour and a half worth of practice, and my qualifying time ended up being 0.2 faster than my fastest practice lap. So, yeah, I'm glad I made the decision to just dive in and just run it today.
Nice. Yeah, you did an excellent job, and I think sometimes you gotta strike while the iron is hot. Joe, you got to do some running. Are you feeling better or worse than at the start of this stream?
I've got to pick up a lot of time. I know that. So,
Indeed.
but I kept getting faster out there, and I'm running on controller right now because my rig is too far away from my broadcasting station. So
we're not getting the accurate portrayal either. So
no.
There we go. So we know what we got to practice. Shaggy, you are currently P1. How? Because I imagine you foresee yourself falling a bit. How far down do you think you're going to fall from P1 by the end of Wednesday?
I do see myself. I don't know. It's gonna be close. Because we do have a lot of fast drivers left to go, especially the ones in the MRs. It's pretty much a shoe-in to get a 36, at least. And of course, the faster drivers, even if they are in an FR, Genesis or BMW or whatever, they can still, put down, really good times, really fast times. And kind of maintain their place where they normally are, in top split.
Mm-hmm.
A little disappointed because I knew I had at least another second in there. I mean, I don't know where I was going to find it, but I nailed what I knew I could do. I know there was some more in there.
Sure.
I would have felt much more comfortable if I'd put, the 35 that I had earlier.
Yeah.
On there, but it is what it is.
But still, after 9 other drivers, you are P1, and that is good. It'll be interesting to see what happens tomorrow and Wednesday. I imagine Wednesday's going to get kind of rowdy with drivers wanting to qualify, because this is a great combo. Not everybody, but most people enjoy a good spa in the wet. And you've definitely given that to us. And then the race is going to be something even better. So it's going to be great. Well, it is late. We already lost one commentator on the East Coast, Mr. Rick Shear. I'm pretty exhausted. I've been traveling all day. But we'll go ahead and call it a night. And again, if you are interested in this, there is a link pinned in the chat. We will be qualifying tomorrow, 7 p.m. Central, and Wednesday, 7 p.m. Central. So please join us. Get ready. Sign up if you haven't done so already. And it's going to be a good time. I'll let everybody say goodnight. We'll start with you, Tussenbox.
Good night, everybody. If you're qualifying today or tomorrow, just don't go too fast.
Don't do it. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. And Shaggy, will let you sign off as well.
Yeah, appreciate everyone that showed up tonight, tuned in and left likes and, possible new subs, and also, the new drivers that showed up and are making their, debut, or, will hopefully make their debut in the race itself and not just qualifying. I appreciate all y'all, and I do what I can and to make it as accommodating as I can. And I really do hope y'all enjoy yourselves. And have a great night.
Absolutely. And everybody has been enjoying themselves, Shaggy. So you feel confident in that. And Big Joe, if you want to say your 2 cents and good night.
See y'all the next day.
The next day. That's right. We'll be back tomorrow. Not on my channel. We'll be on Big Joe's channel. Big Joe is going to be making his broadcasting debut. So we'll be sure to get that posted up on the website. Everybody can go there and be able to watch that. So be sure to tune in. I appreciate y'all being here. Thank you for those who are new to PHG who signed up. Thanks for the likes, any new subs. I appreciate you. And we will catch y'all later. And I guess the only thing left to say is, game over, man. Game over.